Welcome back to another stream. Today is another boost stream, but we have some sad news. We have some sad news, chat. Today is the last day we will be seeing Stevie 6. The final stream with Stevie 6. Hello there. This is going to be peak. This is going to be the first step in a much larger world. Not to quote Star Wars, but we're going to be turning this boost set to a Star Wars set, and it's not just any old R2-D2. Some of us have seen I got the Doomsday stuff. We're going to be taking a look at Doomsday sets on Tuesday, but we might speak a little bit about them today. But this is taking the boost brick and adding it into R2-D2. Nothing to do with Marvel. Is San Diego Comic-Con still going on? How long's Comic-Con? Is that still coming on? All right. Let's get the desk cam set up so that we can actually see what we're doing. We did attempt this a few weeks back. You are not having deja vu if you think we've already done this. We haven't done this. We didn't do it. We tried to do it. We ended up... What did we end up doing? Oh, building R2 a base. Yes, look at R2's base. We built R2 a sandy base so that they could be the same height as 3PO and also... Yes, the same height as Boba Fett, not Jango Fett, Boba Fett. The brand new August 1st Boba Fett. Cannot wait to build that. What a set. What a set. All right, let me bring up the good chat, you know, the proper chat. Let's not mess around on YouTube. That is going to take a lot away from this stream. Here we go. Hello there. I've already started hollowing out R2-D2. And the reason I was hollowing out, hello there, R2-D2, is not for today's video. 1 minute and 30 now with the next option rather than skip. YouTube has rolled out a next ad rather than skip ad. As someone who doesn't mind the ads, I don't mind it because when you're watching videos, you're supporting them even more. If every other ad gets a next ad rather than a skip, that creator is being paid 50% more. We should be seeing that first off. As a creator, I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for that, but also hopefully we get shorter ads. Or like if the ad is like 10 seconds, can we next ad after 5? Is that asking too much? I think that would be all right. Skipping a 10-second ad would be kind of crazy. Also in the heat, headphone users, if you get an ad, headphones off. I've been doing that a lot, and that's been really helping over the heat waves we've been getting in the UK. Every time an ad, I could be doing the desk cam whilst I'm talking about this. Every time I get an ad, I take my headphones off, let my ears breathe a little bit, and there are really good points to allow you to do that, to get your ears breathing. Not that ears are meant to be breathing, but you know what I mean. Keep them nice and cool over the heat. So if you are struggling with the heat, that's one benefit of all the ads on platforms, not just YouTube, but everywhere's got ads now. And they're talking about stuff like iPlayer, which in the UK we pay a TV license, and that usually covers costs for iPlayer, for like ITV, for the free channels as we have them. But now they're saying, oh, that's not enough. We want a little bit more, and they might start charging for people that don't have it. Fair. That would be quite good to get an iPlayer and not need a TV license. But all that's going to do is push people away from the BBC, which is already struggling after their recent cry for help of why we need the BBC. I'm going to be honest. As a creator here on YouTube, we don't need YouTube. We don't need... A lot of information goes through YouTube, sure. Would we be worse off without YouTube? 100%. We don't need YouTube. We don't need the BBC. It's cool, but where's Doctor Who? Then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. Give us Doctor Who, and we'll have something to talk about. And I don't think I'm watching anything. I mean, there's the thingy games, the Commonwealth games at the minute, but they're not on the BBC. They're on TNT. Why are they on TNT? All right, here we go. It's set up. Let's get into the modifications. So you've seen R2-D2 with a base. Let's pop them off. Now we'll be keeping this base built till I need all of those tan elements. But I said I've already fix the exposure. Let's do that again. I've said I've already been modifying this R2-D2. And if we flip over R2, that's the easiest way to tell. R2 is being hollowed. R2 I was emptying out because I wanted to turn R2 into a droid display. I struggle housing my droids in my other minifigure displays. So I was going to do that for R2, but now we're getting a brick inside. And I'm not going to lie, that brick would fit. It's only 4 wide. It does have connections out the back. We'd have to modify the bottom more than anything and get plates around the side. But 4 wide, and then we get some wheels on the bottom. Get it to look like R2-D2's third leg, and this R2 still moves back. Again with the axle in the middle though. What's this? What's this? The brick! The brick's loose. What else have we got? A 1x2 plate. Anything else want to fall out and make our job easier? Wish it was making it easier. Before we even get into R2-D2, we actually need to remove the not so smart brick, the boost brick, from Stevie 6. So this is the last time you will be seeing Stevie 6 on stream, but little silver lining, there is one more video of Stevie 6 coming out, so I hope you enjoy that. And I kind of want to keep Stevie 6 built because Stevie 6 is pretty cool. We're not going to be doing anything to the motors just yet. The first thing I want to do is get rid of that brick. So if we can disassemble this and then recreate the boost brick, replace it with something that is the same size, how many bricks tall? 4 bricks tall? Maybe 5 bricks tall? That is the aim of the game here. So I'm going to try and break this down in chunks. That should lock in. Oh, and I've also got this grey tray, not for new parts, but so I can put parts that we're keeping in there. We just need to get some Technic on the bottom, and that is going to be the hardest part. Trying to fill this thing with the right measurements, because I don't even know if all this Technic lines up. It might not. Oh no, see, this is crumbling already. All right, we put those together last time. Not last week, 2 weeks ago, when we were messing around with the grips. I think we'll be able to recreate that. And same on the other leg. I'll keep that outside so we don't mess around and mix up the parts. But it's not as big as I thought. It's actually bigger. It's not a 4x, it's a 6x. That's going to be awkward. I was fully expecting a 4x brick. Well then, we're going to need a bit more work on R2. That gives us plenty of things to do this stream. And hopefully we'll remember where half of this goes as well. Anything on the back? Yes, of course. We got Technic for the leg and the case. We got these 6 slopes over the case. I don't even think I'll put these back on. I think I don't know whether I'll add them to my collection. There are a few things we haven't done with Boost, and it would be really cool to use these parts to then build the next things. But I've probably also got all the parts we could ever need in my collection, in my parts, you know, behind me, and then some. So at the same point, I don't think I need any of these parts. They're not a necessity. I just need to get these Technic pins out, and I should be able to pop the brick off. Hopefully there's not too many more little pieces on the front, and it all comes away nicely, and we can start work on R2-D2 not even 10 minutes into the stream. That'd be the quickest we've ever achieved anything in a stream. We've done cheese slopes quicker, but cheese slopes ain't a build. Oh, no, turn off. Don't turn on now. Okay. Whew. Almost got attacked. Almost. One side, the other side, and please, are you... Oh, yep, you're definitely out. Are you out? Yep, definitely out. Are you out? Yeah, okay, you're all seemingly out, and the brick just falls away. One little bit on the top there, and no, Stevie 6, what have we done to you? Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you all right? This is definitely not going to work. However, we got this in there. This is all part of one brick, isn't it? So right away, I'm going to get some... Oh, and then we've got the motor right inside. How are we going to recreate that motor to get the neck joint on? You know what? We just might have to break Stevie 6 down. Hello there. Hello there, Babalas. All right, so at least we've got the sensor out and the brick. Let's build ourselves a sensor. And for that, we're going to need a grey... Well, we're going to need a grey plate. And then... Oh, maybe a grey tech... Oh, yes, grey Technic beam or a plate. A brick, even. Oh, what am I talking about? I am good, thanks. How are we, chat? Hopefully everyone is good. A grey Technic brick. And then... Oh, come on. Technic bricks. I know you're in there. Why are you not coming out? Are you stuck? We have a stuckage in the Lego drawings. Oh no. Come on. Come on. No. No. Back, forward. Yes, sweet. So if I use a grey Technic brick with a clear stud to get the sensor, and then a bracket, what do you think a white Technic brick above? Let's see what the grey one looks like. Oh look, there's the white one. But where's the grey? Are you? No, a lot of these, but not a lot of these or these. One's a brick, one's a 2x plate, and I must say that 2x plate is going to be a lot more secure. Like a lot more secure because it can't just fold off. Are you gonna fit back in? I'm worried now that you're gonna go in, but you're not gonna come out again, are you? And you're just gonna be stuck there. No. You sitting flat. You look like you're sitting flat. All right. I'm gonna take that full out. This tub is so full. We need a second drawer for Technic beams. I just can't afford a second drawer right now in terms of space. So this is our... Hello there! Hello there, Isaac. Watched episode 4 for the first time in many years. Didn't remember. Vader hunted after Luke with his TIE Advance. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh yeah, Vader was almost on it. Thankfully, Luke got away. And also, I didn't realize that there was 1 or 2 X-Wings. There was a Y-Wing. And I don't think A-Wings had been brought in yet, but there was a Y-Wing that had made the escape from the Death Star. Why didn't they use the Y-Wing a bit more? I feel like that could have played more of a pivotal role, but you know, we'll cut it some slack. They did what they could, those rebels. They did what they could. And they managed to destroy the entire battle station, which is an impressive feat, even given what we know about the rebels now, isn't it? The amount of them as well. Whew. A New Hope is the what's the opposite of a modern day equivalent? Is the historical equivalent of the Holdo maneuver. Exactly what they tried to pull. The only difference was it was the first time it'd been done, so it was kind of all right and one of those, oh, this is never going to happen again, and then it happens again. I do like the original Star Wars movies, and I'm excited to see them in cinemas as well. That's going to be super fun. All right, a 2x2, a 2x3, and 2 1x1. So 2x2 in grey. That's the 2x3. One step ahead of me. And plenty of 2x2, don't I? Let's get a brick separator. That would always come in handy. So one of these grey 1x2s is on... Oh, wait, I've gone dark bluish grey. I meant light. Scratch that. Light bluish grey. Oops. 2 1x2s. A 2x3. Check. and a 2x2. The 2x2s and 2x3s are in the same compartment. Come on, how did I mess that up? And then this gives us an angle to the white at the front. And I said a clear stud in the Technic, which the stud connection to the Technic, because Technic is a perfect circle, is so literally clutch. The clutch power on it, kind of crazy. All right, got to find a clear stud though. Is this yellow? Yes, you don't really know between clear and yellow. In a yellow tub, until you take them out and take a look at it against green, that's clear. But in a yellow tub, that looks yellow now. Now it's over the tub. That is definitely a yellow stud. But no, it's a clear stud. And this is our sensor. There we go. You in there. We're going to have to take you out in a second, but just to see how it compares. Our custom sensor to the actual sensor isn't half bad. I think we actually need a black stud with a hole in, not a clear stud. Because then the hole will be the clearness, won't it? I'm going to spend so long making these custom boost elements. Let's get onto the motor. What do I think is the best Star Wars August 1st release? Oh, great question. I think... Oh, the Hut Sentry droid needed a rotor, didn't it? It did really need a rotor. What else have we got? We got the Sandcrawler. We've got the AT-AT. And we've got something else. What was the other one we had? Oh, the Hut Sentry droid. Yeah, that's the one I've just said. Do we have anything else? Boba Fett? Oh, okay, Boba Fett's probably the best. But Boba Fett's pretty expensive compared to the rest. Yeah. It does come with a jetpack, does come with a... there's more parts there. I think Boba Fett's the best set. Out of the four of them, gotta be Boba Fett. Hut Palace Sentry Droid Showdown for £45. No, it's more like a £30 set with a door. That doesn't make it a 45 quid. We needed a brick built rotor or even a molded rotor like Jabba. I'd have settled for that. The Sandcrawler should have been 160, I think. And the Lambda class shuttle, 90 quid. Even if we have to knock off a trooper, that's a 90 quid set. The AT-AT. Now that set's decent. The thing I don't like about the AT-AT is the fact that the Int4 is included. That should have been a microfighter. 100%. The good thing with Lego, I will say, I can't really argue that, oh, it sucks because it's not sold as a microfighter, because Lego share their instructions for free. Lego are so confident that you're going to buy their sets, and I'm a bit worried for how long they'll keep doing this, because it's quite cocky now with how Star Wars is definitely not as popular as it was at this time 10 years ago. Oh no, Force Awakens. Oof. I can't name any set other than Kylo Ren's shuttle that I didn't have from that wave. Force Awakens, Star Wars in general was popping. But thankfully, because the instructions are all out for free, you actually don't have to buy any of the sets. You can part them out, build them, and mess around with them. Oh, okay. Okay, you need to come off. But we'll do that in a minute. And we also need to remove... Oh, okay, you've gone. Come back. Thank you. Oh, because you're down on the bottom, aren't you? If we can build it down on the bottom, then we can keep some semblance of whatever's going on here. How did the turret pop out? How do we do that? Impressive. And then 3 studs out for this. So I'd say Boba Fett is the best set of the wave. For me, Boba Fett's #1. Your crawler is good. The crawler's nice. So even though I think Boba is the better one, I'm more excited to build the crawler. The sand crawler I'm definitely building, and I don't think I'm waiting for a sale. I think I'm going to be building that as soon as I can in August. The first week is pretty busy for me, so we'll see what gets built when, but just know I do want to build the sand crawler ASAP, so I am so excited for that. Okay, this is getting messy. That was there. So where'd that 1x2 go? There we go. The 8080, I'm not as fussed at. I think that would be fun to build, but you know, I'm in no rush for that. Maybe the hut. It's between the Sandcrawler and the Hut Droid as to what we build first. All right, sensor. In you go. The motor needs to hold the whole thing together, but also be real easy to remove. So how are we going to do it? Oh, wait, we just need Technic on top. We just need that sort of Technic? Is that it? Pins, that's hard to do in brick built form, but not impossible. All we've got to do is... Actually, how would we go about doing that in brick built form? Hang on a second. I can do one of those things. Can I do multiple of those things? We just need to secure it. I think the arms can go back on now, can't they? If we wanted them to. This can go on. Yeah, we just need a beam to go through and this stuck out. This feels... Oh, because that went in the inside. Yeah. And that sat... Oh, that must have sat one out the top. So a 1x3 length pin, maybe make them doubles and then get some Technic on the bottom. That would work. We leave the axle free so that it can rotate around. We need to get the size difference between these pins, and then we can secure all of that in. And I have a feeling this is not going to play nice. Definitely not the easiest to put together, and also recreating this brick as well. That's going to be a fun one. Now we got the parts aside. Let's start with this one. 2 Technic beams. Did I get them already? No, the 8080. I'm going to part out because the Mando in that set, it's a cool Mando. Nice little exclusive fig for those of you collecting every single Mando ever made. I don't collect minifigures. I like minifigures that can be used, as you've seen with like Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth, I wanted Boba's armor to be an actual armor piece. So much so I ended up getting that custom. Because I like minifigures that I can then use in other scenes. Muddy Mando, unless I make a custom, what scene is Muddy Mando going to be used in? It's a nice little May 4th minifigure. Back, as I said, 10 years ago, they were making minifigures for May 4th and releasing them as promos. Speaking of which, the Darksaber, if you're in the UK, the Darksaber's back. The Darksaber is yet to sell out in the UK. It's been how many days since May? And that's May 1st for insiders. And that's not May 4th. That's May 1st. I think Google should tell me how many days since May 1st. It has been, it's thinking, 86 days. 80... Hold up. What? But the camera... What? Okay, they're shutting us down again. Every time I bring this up, they want to shut us down. What's up with that? 86 days, though, since the Darksaber gift was purchased. I'll get the camera back up in a second. Has been available, and it's still available in the UK. How crazy is that? That is absurd that it's still on shelves. Oh, there we go, we're back. Absurd, isn't it? 86 days for a Star Wars gift with purchase, and it's not constant. It keeps coming back and forth. It was back for the June releases, the July releases, and now it's still here, end of July. So I don't know how many times it's come back, but it keeps coming back a lot, and somehow it's returning. Can it stop? Can it go and we get a different gift with purchase, please? I'm bored of it already. Well, I think we just need 2 plates in the middle there. And if that is so, I'm going to get 2 1x2s. And then we can get a brick, maybe 2x4 in the middle of that. But we need to test if this... Oh, wait, this isn't going to work unless we bury these. If we bury these, it might work. They are the right height, but they're also half a plate out of it. Okay, then. We could attach, like, triple beams across the side. But that's still That still puts us one plate out. I suppose we could just shift this up by one. Yeah, I just need another plate, another 1 by 2. And then we'll get some different Technic elements to secure the head in place. We don't need it to look perfect. We do need it to somewhat function, but we also do not need it right now to, like, it's not going to run. We're not going to be able to plug this in, so that's all right. Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully the mic's working and all. Fingers crossed. All right, we'll use white and grey. That's the color of this Boostroid. So yeah, I don't have any of the sets. I'm not part of LAN. They still haven't done. I tell you what. Over Christmas, I think January. Is it December? Is it January? When is the first LAN thing? They said that there was a delay and it was going to be, normally you get 4 LAN submission things a year. I think they're switching up the way they do LAN. Either that or, you know, they've struggled with it this year because they didn't do they missed the first one of the year or the last one of last year and said they were putting it onto the March one. Yeah, because it's always before a big drop. So you have the January drop, you have the May drop in June, and then you have one at the end of July. We are now on to our 3rd LAN drop, and there has been no response from LEGO. I don't know if anyone's heard any response, but among the community awaiting like LAN applications and that sort of thing, there's been no sign of anything from LEGO. So I think they might be about to drop LAN as a whole, which would be interesting, not because, you know, they'd stop doing it, but for what would take its place. That's what I'd want to know, of course. I'd be there waiting. So how, this is 1 down. Something like, no, because that would be 2 down. But wait a second. How has that been connected? Is that one further back? No, that is the exact same height. Oh no, the moustache. This is good when you're not manhandling it like this. All the accessories pop off. That was definitely like that though. So how, if that is an extra half a plate further back, that shouldn't be in the way. Oh, yeah, because it, yeah, okay. I think that's how it was. Yeah, it'd be underneath all of that. And this would be on top, right? No. No? Wait, why are you... Yeah, there was no plates on top of this or underneath. Nothing that I haven't already put down. There's that one plate there. And then the back goes on. Just like so. Looking a bit skinnier there, Stevie Six, but because we've gutted them. We've gutted them before doing any of this. Thanks for dropping by. Going to a local event. Ooh, enjoy, have fun. Right back at ya. So, head works, but the head is too high. We need to drop it down another one. So it was dropped down by 1. Why is it being awkward? All right, you can go back on after. Oh, is it? Was it being awkward? No. You stay up. Was it being awkward because the stud wasn't in? Yep. It was being awkward because the stud wasn't in at the front. There was an extra little connection point that I hadn't pressed in yet. It was being impatient. All right. Shoulder. Oh, yes. Get the missile launcher on the side. Need to defend themselves. From what? I don't know. That thing's lethal. Okay, there we go. It still feels a bit awkward. There's this strain when they look to the... Maybe I never noticed that before breaking it down. Because it doesn't look too far to the other side anyway. There's definitely this strain. That would... Yeah, and that would fire it. All right. It works. Sweet. Now, how did the body go on? Let's get the arms on first. That is forward facing. Right. Yep. Oh, we're missing something from the arm. Oh, that's where the big one's from. I didn't even notice that. Hello there, welcome. And then both of these in. The fact that we can keep this built is really awesome. We are moving the brick into R2-D2, which is why R2 is just off screen. Now then. Now. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 4x8, and I want to drop it for 4 studs and then go to a 4x4. So a 4x8, look how easy it is to pull it out with the new drawer layout. Okay, we got there in the end. We did get an extra plate out. And a 4x4 in white. And then I don't know what I'll do for the base, because we'll need some sort of bricks. Which way is the Lego? Oh, this one doesn't even have the Lego logos. Let's get the Lego one. Huh. Or not. Okie dokie. This will do. So there's the 4x8 at the front. That middle piece. A transparent tile would be perfect. Would I be able to get a transparent tile in that? Probably not. Probably not, but maybe, but probably not. So maybe a 2x4 tile, and then the green button's the big one. I'm thinking a jumper and a green 1x1. Is that too easy? Do we want a button to press? And then 2 1x2s. That's like the easiest part. Oh, and we've got the rest of the belly to put back now that we've got some tiles to it. Again, leaving the slopes off the back. Oh, for the wire's sake, we could put these slopes back, because these kept the wires in place and stopped them falling around. But the ones on the back of the brick, I'm going to put in my spare parts for Stevie 6, just in case we do come back and start building any of the other robots. That's 6 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love Legos, you're in the right place. Yes. How awesome has this brick been the last couple of weeks with the robot that we've been able to control, move around, and I guess if we're just tiling it off and we've got a jumper, we need a plate. We could have a 4x4, then another 4x4, and a 1x4. 4x4, 4x4, 1x4, 1x2s. I'm just going to grab the whole tub of whites because that is a lot to remember. And then 2 4x4s, which isn't a lot to remember. No, 4x4s with the studs. We've got some, we had some of them that didn't have the studs. And as tempting as that would be, I don't think that's the right one. Yep, 2 sticking out. And then another 2 from that one. And then we actually want almost bricks. We want 2 white 1x2 plates. See, I've got a few white models that I'm breaking down over the next week or two. And that would get me back a load of white plates. But I hate not having the plates to hand now. I want the plates to hand now. Why can't we have the plates to hand now? We'll reinforce that with more plates, no doubt. I want to get some 2x4 bricks on the thing as well. That's going to be really helpful for the base. And then this went on the bottom here, so that would lock in place. That would help give us some support underneath, especially if we can run a 2x6, right? Yeah, 2x6, maybe a 4x6 down the side, because we need, oh, actually, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe a 4x6 down the side. We don't have a 5x6 yet. Those pieces don't exist. maybe one day. And what was I coming back here for? Yes, jumper. Wish you could do that. Maybe you will be able to. I've been playing with Lego for over 20 years now. So this is over 20 years of experience. And that's not to say anyone that's touched the Lego 20 years ago will be able to pick this up. But one way to learn is to start trying now. Best thing I always recommend for someone hoping to get a bit more of the ability to be able just to build anything out of Lego. Grab a Lego set, especially the creator sets. I cannot, even if you don't like animals, I cannot recommend the creator sets enough. And then with one of the creator sets, try and build anything. Try and build Millennium Falcon is always a big one for Star Wars fans. Every Lego set can be built into the Millennium Falcon, but maybe you want a Starship Enterprise or a favorite car of yours. And the less like the actual thing the set looks, the bigger the reward when you get around to building it. Some of them can be really fun, really difficult. Like this isn't easy. This isn't an easy task. It might take you a few tries to find a pattern you like, but some of them can look really good when they're done. All right, big wheel on the inside. Let's go. And then how did these wheels go back on? Oh, I don't know. Let's grab the 2x4s because that's my lifeline. I've got 3 stacks. Oh, 3. No, okay. Not a single one of those stacks wanted to come out of the bag. So we've got 3 half stacks. Well, 1 half stack, 2 quarter stacks. And these Technic bricks, oh, perfect. Some of it is trial and error. This lined up so well. So this is 1 plate and then 2 bricks until the Technic, and then 2 plates at the bottom, 1 white, 1 grey. That's good because we already have 1 plate down. Can you do a headstand? Thank you. We already have 1 white plate down. So it's as easy this time round as 2 of these bricks on top. And there we go. We are, you know, that bottom is almost filled out. The sides, a little bit harder, but we can get some 1 by a brick going up that. And I wanted a 4x6. 4x6 on 1x3s, and I'll explain what the 1x3s are for in just a second. 4x6 is to fill the gaps, though. I can let you. Oh no, 1x4s, because we don't have the 5. Yes, did I put the plates? Here they are. So the 1x4s are to fill out the sides, so we can get a 1x8 brick down it, and then I'm looking for a 6x8 in white. But, oh no, we don't have a 1x4 white plate. I'll have to use 2 1x2s. Do I add a brick on the base here? And if so, do I add it sticking out to then support like this section? What's that? The 4x8. And get that whole bit bricked in. And we don't want a 4x8 going the whole way, do we? I just want to fill out these sides. Hold on. We've got more Technic up the side here. Oh, more Technic? More? Wait, more? Oh yeah, because that, oh, we don't want the plate on top. We want Technic bricks and then the plate. Oh, this is going to be even bigger than I remember it being. Okay. Let's see if we got some white 1x8s. Yes, we do. So 2 there. And then we'll get some more Technic dotted around. And I'm also going to add 2 up here and swap those out for... So we need another 2x2 in the middle here. Little pyramid upside down. Gives us the best support. 1x4s, Technic bricks. Could do Technic bricks there. I'm just going to add... I might not even add anything there. So that's easy to remove. And then plates on top. We don't need these 2x4s. 1x4s, Technic and plate. A light bluish grey 2x8. A lot easier to find than the white one. And then same for the 6x8. I wonder if I've got any white 2x8s. Yeah, 2x8s and then 2x8s. No, 2x8s. Let's full send the 2x8s. I have already got, just under the desk from earlier, I had one of the 1x4s. I wonder if I've got a second one on the top anyway. Come on. Yeah, look at that. Top of the drawer. There's our Technic bricks. And 1x4s I still have out. Oh no, I found them a home. That's the only thing when you've got this many bricks, odd flex, that you forget where you've put the bricks. You forget where they are. Do that more than I'd care to admit. Do I have any white 2x4s? 4. I know a lot of them are in like the Lambda shuttle, and there's well, not R2-D2 because R2's a set. Oh, SpongeBob. No, Adelphi base. The Adelphi base doors to the actual hangar. That's where a lot of my white bricks have gone. A lot of 1x1s and 1x2s, but also the odd 1x4 and some of the bigger bricks. It's not bad though. Only taken us, what, 40 minutes to break this down, replace the bricks. And I think in the next 5, we'll have the wheels put on. Look at that, stream luck. The perfect amount of plates here. I've got 2 more in my hand for the next level. And that is the full Technic. Right, have I missed something? Oh, I have built this out way too thick, haven't I? No, I haven't. That's the cap for the battery. I've built that out just as it is here without some of the extra going on the plates there. So this should be able to hold the wheels. Hopefully. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Perfect amount of plates. Oh, pretend we didn't see that. That wasn't there. No one saw that. The hardest part about these is all the little bits in between. So this here, I think we need a red on the other side, but this piece, that's the bit that goes through. That's why. Nope. All the way along. There we go. So we do need a red one on the sides. I've got this. The Mando 8080 looks peak. The light brick. Oh, a light brick in the cockpit would look awesome in that set. That would be the set, I think, for Star Wars. Something like an 8080 or Vader's tile, or it'd have to be a tile with a red cockpit, I think. That would be awesome. Why haven't we seen that yet? Come on, let go. Slacking. We're missing this. That's what we're missing. And in the end, caps on as so, right? This goes on that way. Does it? Yeah, the little bit goes forward and there's another. I can't remember now if this is where the red goes or if this is. So there's a yellow in front here. And then is this where the red goes or is this where a yellow goes? I don't think a red fits. I'm going to add a yellow. Yeah, and the orange is perfectly in line. Wait, wouldn't that need to go over one then? If it's perfectly in line, that would mean it needs to go yellow, then the wheel, and then the red. Because we don't want it perfectly in line. We want it one plate over so that this is a funnel. And then This, then that, then this. Very, very confusing. Let's pop it back in. Nope. Wait. What do you mean, no? We've removed the red, and now we still can't get it to fit. It works. It works. Let's not overthink it. We want to get to R2. I definitely think Rotter should have come in this wave. Considering that's like, everyone's coming out with a Rotter. There's a new Black Series Rotter, which is going to be the first of a lot. I haven't seen a Black Series is the Hasbro collectible figures, characters. I was going to say mini figures, almost slipped up. And looks really good. But I don't think we've seen Jubba. I don't think we've, like, there's all these other characters that Hasbro haven't done. And now with Rotter, they've got a hut mold. So we can get the twins. We can get basically any hut you can think of. From Clone Wars, from Mandoverse, from technically Expanded Universe. There's a High Republic Mando Jedi. I think there was a Mando Jedi in was it Masters and Apprentice? The Qui-Gon Kenobi book that had a Hutt Jedi. Well, no, that wasn't a Hutt Jedi actually. That was a Hutt. That was another like Hutt crime lord, but not the Hutts. Or was that a Jedi as well? There have been so many Hutts throughout Star Wars. And Star Wars have just done Jabba. Lego Star Wars just done Jabba. Lightsaber in Stevie Six's hand. Oh, why didn't I do that when I had the make and take lightsaber built? That's frightening though. Stevie's already got the rocket launcher over the shoulder, a lightsaber. Oof. Having characters that could lightsaber duel. So with the sensor, not the brick-built sensor, but the actual sensor we've just pulled out, what you'd be able to do is have it sense a certain color. So say you've got a throne room display, very black, very dark gray. You'd be able to sense maybe blue for Palpatine's lightning. That would reenact a certain scene, maybe lifting up Palpatine. That would be quite fun. You'd then got red for going up against Vader, green for going up against Luke. That's the belly folding apart, which is not a good sign, but this is also very awkward to click together. It's just not working. Let's bring it down. All right, come down here and I can actually press you in together. Perfect. What have you done? Why are you breaking apart? Is it because there's no security? No. Oh, because you need to go one higher, don't you? Don't you need to go one higher? Wait. Oh no, this 4 needs to go one higher. All right. Thank you. I think under the pressure, we do actually need to increase the size. Now, 1 second. Where's this second 4 come from? I'm worried that we're going to be missing that somewhere, because that wouldn't have worked. That's definitely not what we did. No, no, no. Did I not even put the back on properly? Oh, wait, no, that is what we did. That, yeah. Because it's that deep. So what I can do here is add 4s to the top. We didn't keep those 4s out, did we? Add 4s to the top. We need the 8s here. So run the 8s up the side. And then the 4 can go in here where the Technic would hold in. And that would lock in place. And then we'll have some more 4s just going across the bottom. So I think we're going to need 3 4s. And there might be a 4 floating around in the ether. I don't think so. 3 4s, yes. 1, 2, 3. Not 4, not 5, 6, 7, just 3. Make R2 have Luke's lightsaber. Now that could be what we use the motor for. If we could get a spring mechanism into R2-D2's head. I don't know if we'll be able to fit the sensor, daylight sensor I almost called it. Because we'd need this at an angle. All right, this will reinforce this base as well. Stop that from putting any pressure on the upside. Oh, but you're meant to be one further back, no? Yeah, you're meant to be one further down. Are you? No, you're not. Yeah, you're meant to be on top, aren't you? So this is meant to be underneath. That's what I've done. When putting it back, I don't think I've put this round the right way. All right, 4 off you get, because you need to be flat. And then what I've done is I've pushed this too far up. And now it's not lining up around the backside. So you are on, what, you on top maybe? Because that's where the 1x4, the 1x8s are. All right, this is good up top. This is solid. But I think the 1x8s need to come down one. Like so, yeah. Because they're going to be the new connection point instead of that 2x4 we used. And then we'll slope that in. Make sure that that is in there nice and firm. That's going to lead down to the 1x4s that are not going to press the whole thing out of existence. Oh yeah, we need that 2x4 coming from the top, don't we? Which is, wait, that's what this is, isn't it? That's a brick. No, this is, why are you there? What, do you even fit inside? Because that's going to be on top, and this is meant to be a brick lower. Now hang on, that's where the plate goes. Oh, so that's the brick connection. Yes, so this does need to be one higher. Oh, and this can squeeze in. If there's something I've learned about Lego, you can squeeze in a brick here and there. Imagine if R2-D2 had a lightsaber. That would be cool. We do have the brick built 3PO as well, so we can make R2 pull 3PO's head across the floor. Something I've always wanted to do with the Lego models. And now this connection is never going to be broken because it's under so many layers of plates. But that should work. And we need almost a 2x4. I still don't get really where the plate was coming into it. Do we have a 1x? No 1x4. And then 2x4s across the top, one of which is a tile, which we never got. But the plate, I can reach out and grab and stick a tile on top of that. That plate gives an extra little bit of grip. One more brick and some plates on the back. And it's like we never touched it. We swapped out a few plates for a 4x4, and now you are solid. There you go. Stevie 6 lives. We just need to add the Technic wheels on the back. Otherwise, Stevie 6 won't be standing. That went in the top, and you went right in there. Hold on. Through the top, was that? Oh, I've put the thing in upside down as well. We're about to find out if through the top's any good. Better than through the bottom. Much easier to lift off. So if you've built this at home, swap around the back bit. Put the Technic through the top. And there you go. We've just got the cap on this side. Slopes on the front as well, which I'm also... yes. No. Do you need the... Yeah, you don't need the orange 1x1s. I'm going to put those in the cap as well and get me a 2x4 white tile. And now we can move on to R2-D2. What is my favorite Lego piece? Oh, I think it's changed. So my favorite Lego piece used to be this, because I got a box of these off the pad wall. And as you can see, there's not a lot. I mean, the box was probably about this size, and there's not a lot of them left. I've used so many and so many mocks. And I do have the home one, which used so many of them. Still broken up in a box, so that's probably where most of them have gone. But now my favorite piece is one of the new brackets. I'll grab it in a sec. But that new 2x2 that's got the plate in the middle of the connector. This. I absolutely love this piece because I have for the last year been going on about needing this bracket. I still think my true favorite piece, if I had to give a forever answer, is the piece I just showed you. But this is a contender. This bracket, it's so helpful. Same as that snot brick. They're the elements I really like from Lego. Not these giant cockpits and other big molds. What do you think of the brick? We were pretty accurate with our representation. Just need to, maybe I'll decal this 2x4 so it looks almost identical. But if this Stevie 6 was on the display in the background, on the shelf back here, you would not be able to tell that this is missing all of its vital, this Stevie 6 is missing all of its vital organs and components. That brick looks like you can press that button. The sensor looks like it's watching, and the head can still pivot on the axis despite none of the parts being there. We've removed them all. Now it's time to get them into R2-D2. Actually, let's put you back here. That 3D printer is off. Don't worry, it's not going to start melting Stevie 6 at a moment's notice. That would be a horrific next few hours of the stream. Stevie 6 slowly sinking into a pile of, you'd smell it. ABS releases a toxic gas when burned, as yes, we know from Mustafa. Setting fire to Lego Mustafa. Won't be doing that again. Hopefully, right? R2-D2, how are we going to get this boost brick in you? Make R2's third wheel go in and out. Oh, now you're asking the impossible. I don't even think that this is going to have the space to fit. All right, we're going to need some sort of brackets or snot work to get these slopes on the front and back. And I think the button has to go at the front, doesn't it? The button has to be at the front so we can activate R2 by pressing it. But we'll have to remove all of this. We'll keep this front piece because that creates the illusion of an angle, and we can work in an actual angle later, probably with chi slopes or some of the new fancy slopes as well. But first things first, we need to gut this. We need to empty R2 out. So you don't want to see this? Look away now. You can perhaps just keep the sound on in the background. First up, let's save the legs. R2 buddy, don't worry, this is for content. I was going to say for your own good. It's not. It's really not. And then I know these pop off, but how? Oh, are you keeping it on at the front? Yes. We'll have to remove that then. Chi slope and a 1x1 tile on both sides. And then, hold on, we need you, can't forget it. And this core is what we're going to have to remove, but we've also got two beams that are kind of being held in place by it all. Oh look, we could have used those on the boost brick replacement. That would have helped. And this in the middle as well is kind of what stops the legs from going too far back. So that also kind of important, but just not with the rest of it. Wait, we can gut this whole thing out and replace it with 1x3s. So why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we, and how would we secure the rest of it in? It'd be handy if we had an 8x8 brick, but I know for a fact that they don't exist. So perhaps connecting this Technic in the middle. Also, running that through the core. I know this puts the brick real far forward, but we could be onto something there. So you're at the base. You're at the base of the beams. That's easy to remember. We've got some blue studs there. And then that would hold you in. Thank you, Lego, for designing this so that the pins are on the outside and they can be removed. And we don't have... Oh, okay, take that back. Screw you, Lego, for putting the pins on the inside. What are you doing to us? Now I've got to, like, bend it, hope I don't break it, try and contort it around, and just was there that much effort needed? No, let's put you on the outside. We might have to put you back in or swap you out for some black pins, whichever works. I don't mind. We've also got one black pin short anyway. And then you going up the middle, you'd keep it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work because a brick is 20% wider than a tile. You see it bend as I start to try and fit it into place. So we're going to have to work this down the outside. We can't be using all of this. Ooh, how fragile is this going to make R2? That's the question. How fragile is R2 going to be? And is there a... Wait, hold on. Is R2 being a bit too dramatic? Because I think they might be. We could just move the beams out one. It's not that hard. R2 doesn't need the beams in the middle. Like they don't need the red and the green for the front and the back because this build is identical. Actually, no, this bit is different. But right now that bit's coming off. So it is going to be identical. And a lot of corner plates. I wish there were more 1x2s. Only need one side off because I can pull this whole thing out. And we don't want the grey on the inside. We're going to connect it with a 1x5. Oh, I'm going to have to pop the whole thing off. The whole thing. R2's on a diet. R2's looking like a podium right about now. Never looked thinner. We can't go further. Well, we can actually. We just need a 1x6. But a 1x6 doesn't have connections on the edge. So I guess we're just working in a black pin. But that's a single connection, and we're kind of against that here on the channel. We want to have it both sides so that the sides don't bow out. What if we just had... This isn't central, is it? No, it isn't central, but it also can't be centralized based on that. We'd have to... Oh, wait, no, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Having something like this. So that one side, again, didn't mean to press that. Oops. That one side. Oh, no, because... Wait, we'd only be going to there. We'd only go to there. And that lines up for the other connection we need. We don't need this one. This is the one that was going. The R2 leg goes straight through there, so we can still get that connection. I think that connection goes here. So that should still work. And so should this. We're going to need to swap all of these out for black pins though. So let's get some black pins. Start filling these gaps. Black have the friction ridges, which is why I'm not going to be using grey, yellow, or any other colours in here. One there, one here. Never thought I'd be taking R2-D2 apart, yet here we are. And this is the second time I've been taking R2-D2 apart. And then this is going to connect to this, which will connect to the bottom of R2-D2, which means as the torso is put forward, in case we can add some sort of rotational motor in there, which I do think it's going to be a bit hard. Maybe we add something that when R2 feels they've been pushed, they can switch it up. There you go, that's good. And then at the top, what I want to add is a 3-length beam, like an L beam, like a 3x2 L. Do I have any of them on the top? This beam drawer is a beautiful mess. It has to be said. Any on the top? Or do we need to start digging? Because a 3-length, the reason I don't want to use a 3-length beam is because this 3-length beam is going to rock. It's going to rock, which is why I'm quite happy with the connection we've made here, because the brick has two pins, the bar has 2 pins, and actually there's a members video out now, out today, right? Members video out today. Someone's going to have to verify that for me. It might be out tonight, about a similar thing. We are fixing the Slave 1, the saggy nose Slave 1 will be fixed, and we've started it with members. We will be doing it on a stream ages away, but I think we've diagnosed the problem. I think we've got it. If only I could think up some L-beams. I've got so many of these 4x2s. Does a 3x2 exist? Or are they all... Yeah, there's a 5x3. Smaller's got to be possible. If not, we can run some T's in. Because I don't think the 3-length does. Don't think it exists. No, another 4. Another 4. All right, do I have any more of these T's then? No, 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 another 4. Hold on, now I'm seeing all the 4s. I thought the T's were down there. No, you're a 3. You're all 3s, I think. Where are these T's? Oh, are you a T? Nope. T? Nope. 4L. Well, that can't be the only T I've got. Are you a T? Oh no, you are. You are a completely different element. Ah, yes, it's out. Yes, channel members. Enjoy. And there'll be more fun, yeah, really fun videos like that. Getting ahead of the curve. Oh, there's a grey tea. Now I want 2 grey tea. Any more of those? Or should we take what we're given? 1 light bluish grey, 1 dark bluish grey. I think that's the best we're going to get for now. And I also don't think I'm going to get that drawer back in the... straight back in the drawer unit. So we'll put that to the side and deal with that later. But this locks it in place. That locks it solidly in place. That works. And then we can slot this in the middle. Actually, I can fold this up and slot this in the middle. Like so. And then we just need a 3 there. And it's going to be this way. I'm going to put the legs in straight and then have them fold out. And that will work. Would it be better to do it? No, it wouldn't be better to do it the other way around. It might be better to get some of the blue beams in here, though. I don't know if they'd catch. They might catch. Let's go with black pins instead. I'm replacing all the Technic in here with black pins, but sometimes it's got to be done. Sometimes it has got to be done. These should have... No, only the middle of the T should have been a blue pin. I made that mistake. Because we need to connect a Technic bar to this. We can't just have 1 pin for that. Oh, thank you very much. That means a lot. Yes, always push forward, because you'll find that T-beam in the end. Never give up. Never surrender. Because it's, I tell you what, from experience, not just Lego, you know, mostly Lego, when you stop trying is the moment that piece is the next in line. The amount of times after a stream I've logged off and then gone to find that one piece, because otherwise it will bug me and it will genuinely like keep me up thinking about it. And the next piece in the, like, I pull open the drawer and the next element staring at me is, oh look, the piece that I want, the piece I was looking for 3 hours. Sometimes you just gotta push a little more and you'll get through. Yeah. What? No, let's go with a 3-length. 3-length beam. Yeah. Worst feeling. Well, it's not, but it's not a great feeling when you find the piece and it's like, oh, if I'd only had looked 5 seconds longer, I'd have come across it. Always happens, doesn't it? Never when you want it to either. Hello there. All right, red, white. Welcome back. We finished with Stevie 6. Rest in peace. And we're on to R2-D2. Yes, this is R2-D2. This is our R2. You might not recognize it with the red top. It looks so different. What did we do to R2? What are we doing? T on the front. Once again, that allows us to have... Oh, that's the wrong side. That's... Oh, it's on the back. That allows us to have that joint. And we need another one of these. Which went like that, right? I think so. Got the Camino training facility. 20 quid. Was that a good price sealed? That is a good price, because Lego have it for £25 value. So it's the equivalent of 20% off, which right now, that's a really good price for Lego. And yeah, the quality of that build, as a build, that is a really good set. I'd enjoy that. If you've picked up the Django Starfighter, maybe you haven't yet, but if you've got the Django Starfighter, I would recommend putting, is it Nala Se in the fighter, because it fits a Kaminoan. When I found that out, they knew that. Lego Star Wars, the team that designed it, definitely knew that a Kaminoan would go in there. Right, that's going to be handy later. The only thing I was disappointed with that is the minifigures. Great quality. Great quality. Don't let this make you think any less of them. But they're not Lego's playset quality. Lego's playset quality, for some, they miss some of the details on like one figure year, but the printing is always immaculate. Or you can get like a if they do mess up the printing, if there's an error, you can get it replaced. The free figs I got in my gift with purchase, the printing was good. It was good. Unless you have a magnifying glass, you wouldn't notice the issues. But it wasn't immaculate. It wasn't immaculate, and it's... I wish it was. I wish it was. Oh yeah, Tornway from Kenobi's fighter works as well. So I assume you have Kenobi's fighter, and you've got the UCS. That's a great display. Got both of those back there. Really good display. And I was going to build a platform. Once we get around to working on the Slave one, again, members, check it out. You get a sneak peek into what we'll be doing. I want to build a platform, and I might build... I've got a second gift with purchase, because I bought the U-Wing, and I bought the U-Wing and Ahsoka's ship, was it, last year, and then the UCS. But I bought them separately, because we didn't hit 10k subs until like a month later. So I ended up with 2 of the gift with purchases, which was awesome. And I think that was the year to end up with 2 gift with purchases. That Camino training facility, I couldn't have picked a better year to get 2 of the gift with purchases. The droids was fun though. That would have been a good year. Can't believe the Darksaber is still on shelves. Still, really? How is that possible? Lining this up. Hold on. Can I take the axles out? Yeah, I can. Why haven't I? Otherwise, lining this up after the sides are on is going to be impossible. Very, very difficult. So that'll work, and then I'll do the same the other side. Just got to remember to put on those Technic bushes. Oh, oh no. Oh yes, maybe. Got the Phase 1 battle pack for 20, but every clone in the set had a different misprint. That would be... See, if you had a set like that before, if you already had the set, that sounds like it's quite cool. But if you don't have the set, and that's the only one you've got, and they're all misprinted, that's pain. That is not great. I'm going to create a little buffer on the back here. I've noticed with R2, Should I use this? This is very important for a city road. But as I don't have a city and don't need a city road, I feel like it's kind of expendable. But I'm going to create a little buffer here to lock the legs in place and hope they fall back as far as I want them to. I don't think they will, though. Oh, they will. Oh, yeah, they definitely do. Up straight, and then that's the angle leaning forward, right? That's the angle leaning forward. That's R2-D2. Which I suppose when you use the actual set as it's intended, yeah, R2-D2 does kind of do what R2-D2 does. Did anyone make note what these, with which side these pieces were? Was it right, left? No. Right, yeah. No? Well, this is missing the 2 reds, so I think this goes on this side. But the question is how many times I rotated it when it was in my hand. Is R2's front side grey? Yes, okay, this looks like it works. Wait, they're also both the same. No, they're not. Yes, they are. All right, is that the same as that? Because if so, these could, oh, except for the back here. Because the leg, that's going to lock the leg in place, maybe? And then it goes, yeah, it sort of like blocks a bit of the joint from being seen. But then the leg needs the space to come out, which it wouldn't have that way because it would be blocked. Maybe. Oh, this is so confusing. So side, side. And this is the easy part. The hard part is getting the wires in. Easy part, I say. Maybe I do want to lock this in place. Wait, this is awesome. We've got rid of like at least £5 worth of parts. On Lego, these are like, when they came out, they were like 70 because I almost ordered a few until I saw that and was like, nope. Now they're like 30 pence because they've been using a few city sets. And I think they've had them in more colors. So originally it wasn't black that was available. It was like white or gray, and that was more expensive. I wonder if they've reduced that at all. The backside, I might have to rebuild. We originally took off the backside for Grogu's pram. Anyone there for Grogu's hover pram? I think we built that live as well. And then I'll create some sort of angle for the base. Again, with the feet. These are the front sides, but that's because I flipped it over. So it's this way around, I think. With the yellow one. The what's the UCS Django Slave 1 video about? Ah, you're gonna have to members only. You don't have to join. You can wait it out. I will let you know that. It's a lot of the members content is exclusive behind the scenes. You'll eventually see what it's talking about. But if you want an extra little something, then consider joining. It's yeah, the members exclusive content, I will say, is never something that I'm only going to build and show members. If it's something I'm building, I will eventually make videos and that about it, like with the Slave 1. But it's a special little thank you and a little sneak peek into what's ahead to everyone that wants to support the channel. Get some instructions as well on the Discord. If you link your YouTube and Discord, you get access to all the instructions that I'm pretty sure we've ever made, including instructions that have been removed off Rubricable. Yeah. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. Is there enough space for a motor? No. No chance can we fit this chunky motor in there. So, next question. Can we fit the motor in R2's head? Why is that kind of a yes? Why can we fit the motor in R2's head? That's awesome, first off. And that's with a brick to spare. I'd probably do it an extra plate or such. Because we don't want it to go straight in, do we? We don't want that to go through. That would be Oh, we could add a tile. Oh yeah, we could add just a 2x2 tile across like a... If we get a 2x8 plate in there, we can definitely do it. What's R2's head made of? And if the motor's in here, then perhaps the sensor can be attached to a leg. What do you think? Sensor in the leg, is that... Oh, how about, because R2's going to be leaning, how about the sensor in this leg, and that would have to then scan so far away. But then what if it's shadowed? What if it's shadowed by the foot? Do we need... Also, that foot, do we need the sensor out front? Maybe we need the sensor out front. We'll work that into it. First off, R2-D2's head. Sorry, bud. You thought you were safe. You're not. This whole stream is going to be... Oh, you're fragile. We're keeping the googly eye. That's no questions asked. We're keeping the googly eye. Making your way downtown. Oh. Hey. Only got one. Oh, yeah, that's pain. If you have two of, like with Qui-Gon, I already had a Qui-Gon minifigure, so the misprint Qui-Gon from the magazine, amazing. But this Wednesday, if you're in the UK, here's your reminder, this Wednesday, the LEGO Star Wars magazine is coming with the Galactic Marine. Don't miss out. Don't miss the Galactic Marine. And if you do, everyone will be selling it on wherever you get your Lego. Except for Lego.com. Lego.com won't be selling it. I'm going to get 4 of my favourite pieces, ex-favourite pieces in there. I even went to the new favourite piece drawer. Because I said favourite pieces. 4 of the snot bricks. But if the Galactic Marine arrives, right, if I open the magazine and the Galactic Marine is misprinted, I'm going to be so sad. I'm going to be so sad. I can't wait to get my hands on the Galactic Marine. Just one. Just one. I'm not going to get any more than that. I did find the way to make a ton of Galactic Marines for cheap, so knowing I can make a Galactic Marine for about £2 is handy. Official Lego parts as well. This is pre the new guy on the block. All right, 6s and 8s. We've got 2 plates. Actually, we've got 2 and a little bit, 2 and a bracket. But I'm going to use 2 plates of space underneath. Can we get this? See, this wire can fold back. Can we get this in there like so? And if so, yeah, that's going to stick out. We're going to have to get rid of this 8x8 and all. But how many plates do we need? Right now, we don't... Oh, wait, I've got my ruler. I've got my ruler. How many plates? How many plates is it? It's 4 plates. That 8x8 is 1. But we need a whole brick. We do need a whole brick. No excuses. We need a whole brick on top. Let's get the 6s and 8s first. And then we'll go, you want one? Live in the US. I don't know if we had a sponsorship with Brickheads for a time. But then I'm not sure if they were heading in a different direction. Keep an eye out. Go check out Brickheads. There are a few other people that use them, so you'll know if they're still pretty good. But they charge you flat out. So import and everything, it seems expensive compared to what we're paying. But import and everything is included in the price you pay, which is nice. I think that's nice knowing that you don't have to pay delivery because they've already added it to the price of it. But the Galactic Marine might be in a book, because the US sometimes get books, not really with Clone Troopers, but the good thing is Bricklink should have them cheaper, because a lot of fans will import hundreds of magazines and then sell them on with a little bit of profit so they can get the one figure free for themselves, the one magazine to keep. And if you're like you and me, that's a lot of money to be spending on a magazine. So wait for someone else to do it and then get your fig that way. Oh, look at that. Beautifully done, if I say so myself. And then there's R2's head. We need to save a brick. This actually looks real satisfying. Wait, this snot brick isn't connected to anything. Did I put you on too high? Were you meant to be? No, that would be too high. But you're not. Wait, are none of you connected? No. None of the snot bricks are connected to anything. None of the 1x4s. Have I put you on too high? Wait, does R2 look like that? That's too tall though, isn't it? That is definitely not right. Right? It should look like that. But then why do the snot bricks line up like that? I'm going to have a little look. Also, what did I say? Brickheads Toys Company. You might have to wait like a week for them to get them imported. But if you've got a subscription, they should be coming over anyway, if they are still running. So R2-D2, the one with Malak. And the head is lower, yeah. So, why are there snot bricks not holding anything on? That's confusing. There's just no plates on the inside here, yet they've got snot bricks. Why? Why? What have I taken from it? And do I have some, what, 1x4? No, 2x4. Let's go 2x4 because it's got a better grip than a 1x. And just plug it up because that does seem to be where the connection's made. So weird that they haven't had it. I mean, these all have the back and the front have these 4 studs. But why not add a plate in the middle? You've added a red one on the back to tell us it's the back. Is it that much harder to add one in the middle there? Maybe, no, I don't think I have modified this section of it. I think I just hollowed out the back for Grogu's brand. Amazon, you might get lucky and have the figure on Amazon, but I'd recommend keeping an eye. If you haven't used Brickow, there's a few sites like that. Actually, I can show you. Okay, I can't because I don't have the internet up. There we go. That's cool. So Brickow is this site here for anyone that hasn't used it. Marine. Oh, look at that. Dr. Doombust. We'll see that Tuesday. And you can see already in the UK, because the magazine's coming out, the minifigure that was, well, this is the magazine, isn't it? It's not available in the UK yet. This is the polybag that we get in the magazine. But the minifigure sometimes is cheaper. Right now, it's not. In the US, any of these in the US? Someone in the UK. Okay, we're already at £20. As soon as this hits the UK, I think the UK and the US will have it a lot cheaper. Oh, there you go. 23. You don't want to pay 23 for a minifigure. Definitely not for a Galactic Marine. How many of these come in the set? Like 4? And that's almost £100. £100, which is 100 and something dollars just out of those. Yeah, wait for the magazine, see if that drops down. Brickow.com. Very, very good, Brickow. I love Brickow. And if you wanted to, you could also have a little look at the helmet, the legs, the torso. If someone lists a helmet for like a couple of quid, maybe you can pick one up. Same with the torso. Or if someone has a torso that, I don't know why they'd have extra parts of clones, but it happens. If they've used this for a custom, they might have an extra. List it for a bit cheaper. These legs should have been door molded. They should have. First thing I'm going to do is get a Karma on these figures. Second thing I'm going to do is, even with a Karma, that bit of the leg hangs out. I might run a little paint up alongside. They should have actually been, I reckon they should have been dark grey legs. No, maybe door molded. Door molded's good. Let's get some door molded legs. Why ask for anything else? Oh, look. 6s and 8s. So we just need one more lot of those in, I've done that the wrong way round, in grey. I say wrong way round, might be the way Lego do it. I'm going to have to remember that at the back. No, it isn't the way Lego do it. Lego do it so the 6 goes across these bricks here, because the 6, kind of like bricklaying, covers these cracks, but then there's a crack in the corner still between the grey and the white brick that can be covered by the 1x8. I love that. That is awesome. Yeah, keep an eye out at the cost for Brick Owl. I will say, if you're in the UK and you don't want to pick up the magazine, when we picked up the Commando droid from the MTT, the price before the magazine was, I don't know, it was like £4, something like that. Then the magazine came out and the price jumped up to £6. So it's not always cheaper after the magazine. That's the moral of that story. Not always cheaper after the magazine. Sometimes, for whatever reason, it can jump up and be a little bit more pricey. So just be careful of that. Not always cheaper. Oh, we can. Yes. 2x4s. I'm going to put you back. So you... Oh. Or should we run 1x6s? Wait, if that's backwards... Should we have the motor on the side? Maybe. Maybe the motor on the side, and we're gonna have to funnel the wire through, because it would be awesome if we can make R2's head spin 360 degrees, but right now that's not possible. No, we can't do that right now. So there's a side missing here. That'd be a 4, 6, 4, 4, and we can hollow out that last stud we need. Would we be able to get this plate on? And would we be able to get the dish on? Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Yes, we can. With a 6. Yes. Okay. So let's take this out in hopefully as few pieces as we can. That works. This is going to be at the back. We don't have 3x6s, so this will be cool. Wanted for the Empire. We need more Imperial figures. Whilst we're on magazines, we do need more Imperial figures, because we don't get enough of them in magazines and in, you know, yeah, magazines, books. We don't get many Imperial figures either. Not a lot of them. All right, this is where one of these have to be those funky plates that I never like Lego using, because they use them wrong. They use them wrong. They can't use them. And one of them's a 2x8 that runs the whole way through. Funky 2x2s is what I'm talking about. In grey. With the 2 studs. 2x2 plate with the 2 stud. And we've got 2 of those to fit on the side. Studs out. I like the way that Lego have kept the studs on it. And then I want this to go through. Does this work? Wait, why is that pointed outwards? Yeah, that should be like this, shouldn't it? Not the other way around. And then a... that's going to be awkward, getting some sort of tiling out here. Oh yeah, and a 2x2. We've already got one of them from the set. I think this will hold on the dish on top. Will it? Hold on, now I've got to see which way R2's head goes. This is like the Imperial cockpit. What's R2's head look like from the top? So it lines up with R2's eye, which is what it's going to do here. Am I going to have to push it through, or are you going to need an extra? Do you not go down on top of... No, you do go down on top of studs, totally. That's it. We've got to get it on the plate before we get the plate down on the thing. Darth Vader showing up unannounced is the scariest thing. I played the Jedi Battles, AR game, yeah. And Vader was in that. That was terrifying. Oh, that's the issue. We need to put this on after. So does this even legally fit on? Or is there some illegal Lego brick activity going on? All right, we got enough of these 1x2s. Let's use them. And then, oh, I should have put the 1x2 in before I even put this down, shouldn't I? No, not a 1x2, a 1x1. I'm sure we would have got a spare one of those in the set as well. That's what I'm banking on. All right, a 1x1 in grey. Which, any floaters? Perfect. Oh, no, I dropped it. Come back. Okay. Where'd you go? No, you're not the one. You must be at the bottom. This, no. Can't escape me. No. It escaped me. You know what? You will do. You're not the one. You are a one. Where did I get the R2? So I got this for my birthday last year. Or for Christmas. I think it was for my birthday. I don't remember when we built this. But this is the R2-D2, the one on shelves at the minute. The brick-built R2-D2 with Darth Malak in. Same set. Great set. What a set. And then we should be able to lock this motor in here. And I'm hoping that's pretty much centered. It does stick out by, what's that, a plate? Or is that a plate and a bit? You look like a plate and a half. So we've got a half a stud to clear the head. Beautiful. And then we'll have to have a plate sticking out of this. Because there's no way. I could get some Technic in the middle, but we still need the tile on top. So the plate can drop down. The Technic in the middle, oh, I'm going to have to switch. Oh, no. I was going to say I'm going to have to switch these out to blue. That wouldn't work. What I'd need, and this motor is just, it's going to be AT-ST style. Just one axle holding the whole thing on. I could run maybe a 3-length rather than a 2-length because I'm not sure how supported. No, a 2-length would do the job. But we need some sort of connection in the middle, and that would come from 2 black pins holding something on the end and having something in the middle. Now I'm wondering if those blue pins should be, because they're 3-length pins, aren't they? If they should be axles going the entire way through, and if that would secure the rest of the build as much as we'd want. Because I think it had a wiggle. If those axles were turned 45 degrees, it would add a bit of wiggle to the entire thing. Whereas if we could get something going through here, pin connection with an axle, there is that element that has the double pin. But is there a way we can get from 1 pin to 2 in a single slot and then anything that can go into the axle? I don't think so. I think our best bet is the triple. All right, let's lock this in place and then I can get the element I'm talking about. There's an extra plate on the bottom. I still think this is like half out of it, but we're not going to notice that half, thankfully. So we've got 1 plate at the bottom. So we could include 1 plate at the bottom. I'm going to want to include everything in this. I'm going to want to like lock the whole wall in, aren't I? And if this goes from the back, or do we want it from the front? And then this is going to want to slot through as well. But this will wrap around as we spin. And we don't want it wrapping around as we spin. We want it being able to, I guess, when R2's working, I guess you put the motor in the base and that's how you stop the wraparound, isn't it? But this is going to have to go the whole way through, which means every time R2's head spins, we need to lock it at looking left and right. Or any pointers for starters in terms of Lego, or in terms of a like a Lego set, a Lego mock. If you're trying to do the same as this, I'd recommend building a frame for R2 before adding the motors into the actual set. That would be my piece of advice to my past self. A piece of advice I really wish I took. So we're going to send this down the front of R2. The back is a bit more congested. And we'll be able to pull the front panel off right now, won't we? So that we can slot that through. R2 will be looking left or right. And we don't want R2 to look too much to the left or too much to the right. Otherwise, he will rip his brain out, literally. We don't want that. That's not a sight we want to look at, is it? R2's head falling off, wires everywhere. No, thank you. This isn't a secure side, though. Is that going to be a problem? As long as we have the bricks to connect to him. Hold on, we can replace these. Oh, wait, this is perfect. We can replace these plates at the bottom with 1x2 snot bricks. Thank you for subscribing. If you're looking at building your own mocks, that's a piece of advice that's always handy. I would pick up a creator set, a creator 3-in-1, and maybe build the 3. If you haven't built a lot of Lego, it's just for anyone. If you haven't built a lot of Lego, or if like a family member, you're trying to get them involved, then a creator set and building the 3 sets is a good way to start. Because what that shows you is how some of the Lego pieces have been used, which, oh, there are still techniques, 20 odd years into Lego, and there are still techniques and pieces that I'd have never have thought to put together. So I don't know what the creators team are metaphorically smoking, but oof, I want some of that because really good techniques. Okay, snot brick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we clamp it in with a 2x4. So I just need more of the brickhead bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And a 2x a keyboard tray. Never stays in, does it? Never stays in. And a white or a grey or a black. Oh, spoiled for choice. I'm going to go with a black element to add to the side. Third leg. Wow. Giving R2-D2 the third leg. I want to add some wheels. I think it would be really cool if I can get R2 from standing to roll themselves back. But I don't want R2 moving along with Nautilus-shaped wheels. A Nautilus shell is the funny-looking shell that gets wider as it goes to the end. The good thing with having the internet up now is that I can Nautilus, not Minecraft, no AI please, a Nautilus shell. You see how, oh, perfect. It's like A4 paper and no, not A4. A4, yeah, it is like A4 paper. If you put A2 in A1, half the size, then you half it for A3, half it for A4, half it for A5, and it goes inwards. This is what a Nautilus shell looks like. So the diameter of this circle, but it isn't half, it's 2, well, I think it's different dependent on the shell. This looks about 2/3 of the next one, of the next one, of the next one, and it's a maths pattern. But for Lego, all we'd be focusing on is this one, this one, this one, and then it would skip to this one, this one, this one. So it would move fast, slower, slower, stop, fast, slower, slower, stop. And that would give R2 a bit of a stuttery movement. That's the good thing with having a maths degree, is gear ratios and them sort of patterns are quite fun to explore. So if we lock this in, I've added 2 plates to the side. I'm going to pull this straight out. I've added 2 of these plates to the side so that we can get some sort of flat tile in there. But also, the plates stop the gear from moving left and right. They should lock it in place quite firmly. You can go, all right, you can go in there now, can't you? Oh, I forgot to add the slopes. So that's a, how many plate space do we have in there? I guess I only need a slope at the bottom. But if I added a 1x4 arch slope in white, I've got more whites, thanks to R2 being kind of pulled apart. Like, would I add another plate on top and that's the edge? Or is that looks like it's a plate and a half gap up there. Not quite a plate. I guess that makes sense because we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4. We need that 5 full plates. It does mean though that we could connect it to the base here. So if we plate, brick plate, wait, we could have secured this whole thing straight to the head and not had to worry about much else. We still can. Just need 5 plates there, 5 plates there, and we've got it. Because the hardest part is the wire being in the way, so that will drop right on top. Oh, hold on, we put the whole thing in sideways. Oh no. What do you mean we put the whole thing in sideways? That's not what we want. And why are you popping off? Oh, okay, you don't fit. You don't fit where you... Oh no, you do fit. You do fit. You just got to go down. Brick separator for where your fingers can't fit. There we go. It's good for collectors. Oh, we'll see. A lot of these stores have been closing down because... or going private, which has been nice to see. The fact that any sort of franchise, good or bad, has been able to give independent stores a leg to stand on and then to be able to launch their own businesses, that's impressive. Can we fit you in the side there? Because if we can, then we'll connect this to motor C. All right, you don't like being connected as you are, but I don't want to give you the choice. So you pop off. Hang on, if we've got it connected down there, what could go wrong? This goes round and then it goes back round. Oh, it could tie itself up. So we do want to connect you down. We could add a tile underneath. Morning, Snow. Welcome to the decapitation of R2-D2. And then we're going to have to connect this to the next step. So I'll try to repurpose as many parts from the original build. And then slope. So this is now 1 plate in. I think if we have a 1x6 and then 2 brick slopes and a 1x2, I don't know if the slopes are going to work. I also feel, oh no, a 6 slopes and a 4. That might work. Just might do it. In Texas, it's 230. Hey, 230. Could see a doctor. A dentist. Not even a doctor. Didn't even get the joke right. It is 20 to 9 here in the UK. In the evening. Nice evening build with R2-D2. And chat, of course. 1x2 bricks. And then we have to worry about the net connection, which we've vomited a few ideas. Actually getting them built is another matter. Wait, I've kept, where'd I put the drawer? Over here. So to get the 5 plates, I'm going to add a 6 plate. That will bridge the gap. And then some bricks to fill the space, including some slope bricks. And then a 1x4. And now I want to do the same to the bottom here, but we can worry about that when we're done. That's something we can mess around with after. I also want to add the wire in this gap here, but right now the plug isn't going to fit. So I'm going to have to pull this apart briefly if I can. The best thing to do would be to try and get this dark grey brick off, because then I don't have to pull off any more sides. We've already got the front off, and these are straightforward to put back on. And then match it all up, and I just want the bottom in. I don't want the head on right now. Sorry, R2. Try not to hang you off the edge. Just the wire through the gap. There we go. We're gonna have to, don't want to lay R2 down. I'm gonna have to stand R2 up as well. For now, this is our rig. 5:30, 20 to 6 in the morning in Victoria, Australia. Good morning. Good time for a morning run, isn't it? So that goes on there. That middle joint, that middle joint, that middle joint, the middle joint, that middle joint. So much we can do. That 1x3 element that I was talking about, where is it? This one. So if we get some axles running the whole way through it, that's our middle piece. Actually, we don't want this as a middle piece because we want an axle. We don't want a pin. Wait, what if we big brain it and we have a pin? Would the motor turn quick enough? But then how would we center it? Or I'm thinking with a pin that stops the wire from stretching. But I don't think the motor's going to stretch anyway. I think the wire will be all right. We could add a sandwich. We can't go deeper than this because of the legs. The legs need to stretch up. But what we can do... Oh no, because any sort of bricks will need a plate at the bottom, wouldn't they? Oh, 90 degrees. I'm hoping that's in Fahrenheit. It's not too bad here. It's meant to be getting hotter though. We're talking 34 Celsius up from 32 middle of the week. So not looking forward to that because it just means it's going to get hotter. It might be 36 by the time it's here. Haven't been able to be in streams recently? No worry, been looking at eBay Live. Oh, I have been doing my fair share of browsing on the internet. With Lego not having as many sets, I have been looking at so many sets secondhand, and it's just a shame I haven't been able to buy them all. If money weren't an issue, space would be, for sure. Hello there, Ninjago fam. All right, there is another way. There is another way that uses these side pieces. I've just had a great idea. This element in the middle, please don't fall through the gap, with a bush either side. Now, we'd have to put an axle in one side. We'd have to get like an axle in the front here, maybe. Oh no, we could do it in the back. We could do it in the back because there's nothing else in the back. We'd need one of these pins in the front. So I can start to put it together how it would look. We've got a bush to space that out. And then R2-D2's head wouldn't be as firm right now, but I'm hoping we can change that with something either side. Also, the fact that R2-D2's head would be resting on so many of these plates, I feel like that would be all right as well. And then another bush and an axle in the other side, and we'll make that at least the 3-length one that's in the other drawer. And then I can also remove that from the back, hopefully, and not make the same mistake as, oh wait, what if I can't remove that from the back? Actually, why don't we use a special Technic pin that can be removed for sure? Because when we built the Gorilla 8080, we run into the same issue as the UCS 8080. I do not trust you there. And that was the flat axle couldn't be removed, whereas this one definitely can. It's going to be a struggle to remove it, but I'd rather struggle than have to go through all of that again. That was fun, trying to work that out on shorts. Right. Tiling you off to oh wait, I shouldn't have put those tiles on because we're gonna have to pull them off. Wish it was there. It's 15 Celsius. You want the middle ground, don't you? You want autumn weather. You don't want summer. You don't want winter. You want autumn. Best of both worlds. There we go. Line you up and you're secured. You're a bit wobbly. We want to get rid of this. Actually, we want to get rid of like all the red ones back here because we don't have a back on R2, and I'm still undecided if I'm going to be adding a back to R2. I don't have a front either. We're going to have to fix that, but that's something we can add at a later date if we decide to go that route. Just like the size of this. Need to add those back now. Who was I playing the Fortnite Droid game with? I'm playing it a lot with Tinks, like all the time. Like we did on the R2 stream, actually. All right, let me get the 1x8s and get some more of these in the middle, just so we can support that. Turned into a living tomato. Recently saw a video that most homes in the UK don't have air conditioning. Yep, that is something that should be changed. And the problem is as well, it isn't that most homes don't have it, because the easy answer is to get it. Like that's the easiest thing you do. But companies don't make home air conditioning units. You can get like the little ones in stores, but to try and find an air conditioning unit that will last more than just a summer is impossible. I'm sure there's a few out there, but they're either too expensive for what they are, or too hidden, too not well known. Oh wait, I've just pulled out the pins. What am I doing? We need all the pins in here. No, we needed these pins. It's because I was thinking about air conditioning. It's nice over winter because a lot of the modern heating, I mean, a lot of homes are still heated by like gas radiators and that sort of thing, rather than electric heaters, which if we had air conditioning, you could turn it up over winter. That could heat your house, but houses in the UK, I think there's just been other problems. Until recently, heat hasn't been that big a problem. And then suddenly this year, again, we're in the hot bubble and people are starting to think, maybe we should. Yes, yes, please. In Texas, you don't need a stove. Oh yeah, you just leave it, throw your eggs and bacon on the car, on the windowsill. Yeah, the heat here is crazy, to the point where this year the windowsills have got burn marks from the sun, and double glazing as well. All homes in the UK now have double glazing. I'm not sure how common that is elsewhere, but that means that the glass is getting, like, double glazing blackout blinds, and the glass gets really hot. You got to be careful with that. Make sure they're not cracking. Are you not going on? Are you not? No, you are. You're meant to be going. Oh, not in the middle. So that one we don't need. Oh, I wish I knew that before I put these on. There is a way with a bar element you can get these out, especially the red ones are really good. So white is quite a thick color, and I don't know why, but come on, you got this. There you go. It means it sticks into the pins, and you can just insert it inside to pull it out. I don't know why. White and like yellows as well, I think they're quite thick colors. And is that cleared the space? Yeah. I think that, oh no, I don't think that does go on. Oh, it's because you're sticking out. Wait, you shouldn't be sticking out. You should be flush. Everyone stuck down properly? Okay. You should be all right to go down. I don't see why not. Oh, hold on. Is it because there's no beams lining up, maybe? So that goes in, and that goes in. Oh, wait, how are you not like... Oh, because you're going in the middle. You're going in the middle. You're going in the middle. You don't have a middle to go in. So this middle brick is obsolete. Come on. Now it's not coming out. Ah. Thanks for hanging, Ninjago fam. Remember when you were younger, your brother broke the aircon, set to buy a portable one. That's what we live with in the UK, portable aircons. And it costs so much because the house isn't built around aircon, and it's not just companies ripping off. A lot of it is, but some of it is also the fact that they've got to like tear through the house to get it fitted because it's just not set up. New builds are starting to have aircon this year, which is a good sign. But you know, as someone that's not in a new build, it's a lot of heat for us. All right, should have plugged this in beforehand, but at least we can lay R2 down now. So this, oh, I definitely should have plugged this in because this has got to go under here, under there, and straight into the plug. At least if it pulls on the cord, which I'm kind of expecting it to do as we start programming this next week. I am kind of expecting this to pull a bit on the cord. Wait, why have I got this upside down? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As we start programming this next week, we'll find out what works, what doesn't, and we will be making further modifications. This ain't a one and done, but if we can get most of it done today, that'll be grand. All right, lock you in there. Learn that from the boost kit. We do need to lock these wires in place. I might even bring the 8 length bars back. The plates. And you know what? I'm tempted just to put the empty brick in there. The security. To my new empire. Here in Greece, you can't survive without one. In regards to double glazing insulation, bit behind in Australia. So I suppose, yeah, whereas when it gets cold, which it is, because it's getting hotter over here, it's getting colder other parts of the world. So double glazing and that sort of stuff, yeah, really handy in the winter. Plus, I'm the sort of person in the winter anyway that would be wrapped under a ton of blankets. So I don't suffer as much in the winter. You can always add more in the winter, whereas in the summer, there's a limit to what you can like open, air out and take off. There's only so far that goes, and it's not very far. Would you be able to, what, look left? Look right. You're going to be annoying, aren't you, looking right? You can actually turn 180, which is good to know. So with this pin, does this actually like stop you doing any of that? Because the motor's gonna, we need something to lock it though in place. Something to lock forward if you are gonna be turning 180 and such. Also, just gonna pull this wire down so we can get the full pin in. There's no click. No, the pin isn't the whole way in. Why not? Why not? Do you have to be like at this angle to go in? You're just putting a pin into a Technic thing. Come on. Not that hard. Clearly, I am mistaken. It is that hard. Why aren't you going in? Come on. Something as well with the Technic clips. If you don't have the strength, or sometimes like nails help to grab the end. Usually you can use a brick separator. That time didn't work. But that is a firm axle. So why aren't you going in all the way? Just like so. Oh, nope. Didn't mean to wonk that. All right. I can actually see through it at the bottom here. Really handy. I remember almost having a heart attack watching Solid Bricks video on his garage, and his garage doors had R19 insulation. The highest in Australia theoretically is R9. Oh, I see now. The heat that's going to be in there, that's going to be snug. If you leave Lego outside, it's cooked. Yes, in the sun, it's not meant to be outside, which I don't know how Miniland at Legoland does it, because that looks quite, yeah, Miniland is always out in the sun. We might have to add a bush here, but I'm thinking at the same point, just by placing the motor on, it's doing more than it would do otherwise. So, will R2-D2, R2 be fine? No, the head still wobbles more than we'd like. We do need to fix the head in place. I think that should be fairly easy. We just need to run some sort of pins up the side. In theory, that's all that's needed. Or brackets. What if, now, what would it be? Ingots? This is 4 wide, so we've got to be careful what we do here with brackets. Because just by adding a bracket on top, we're bumping into this. Or do we have a piece that's like this, a Lego element like this, that is 2 studs wide instead of 1? I mean, if only that would work, that would be awesome. But not quite. That's what I was going to use at first, but that piece also doesn't quite work. We could drop this down with one of these, but then that stud's in the way. So that wouldn't quite work. We can't put it underneath because that's where the mechanism stopping the legs going too far is. And hold on, we could put it underneath at the front and pop it up. Something like this. No, we'd need one of the top down. We could pop it up at the front. So this would be underneath, but would have something like that, or that upside down to get rid of the studs. We wouldn't need a tile. But I'm thinking that would be like 2 plates up. We have a tile on top, and that could be our pin, because that's 2 plates, which can be held inside a clip. Would that be as strong? Maybe with a tile. With a tile, I don't see why that wouldn't work. But it wouldn't. Yeah, this piece would be in question. How we'd secure that? I would be a little worried about it. It might just be crazy enough to work. Better than any of this, unless we go with something like that. Oh wait, what if we had a brick? What if we had a jumper? We've got 10 plates to work with. What if we had a jumper, a brick, a Technic brick, and another brick? Because that's essentially the same, but with Lego elements rather than Technic. Good that more houses have aircon. Yes, yes. Not enough still, because the old houses, I feel like there are houses that will never have aircon because some houses are cheaper to knock down and rebuild than to add everything they're missing at this point. Person in your soccer team had heat stroke mid-game. I do like drink breaks for that reason, but they get a bad rep because they're used too often, willy-nilly, thrown around, and they shouldn't be. But perhaps some of that used willy-nilly is to get rid of them completely from the people that hate them. Trying to play the game there, and I don't think it's working. Not if we're catching on to them. Did we have any axles? 2 lengths? Not yet. Well, let's get a red one. Oh, hold on. Is this going to fall through? Yeah, I'd actually be kind of worried about it falling through, especially because we can't have it hit the bit below. We could add a bracket on top. Is that being too cautious, or is that the right level? We could also use that bracket to then move it up or down. Let's add something, let's add a fun color. Teal. Or this, I think it is a teal. And that will cover the bottom of the axle hole so it can't fall through. We're not giving it a choice to fall through. Or we could give it a choice to fall through. We let it fall through about half. And then, no, let's not let it fall through at all. Although this is going to be lower. So we can't fit the head all the way on. We're going to have to give it a little bit of space. Okay. Let's see if we can actually fit this in the gap. Because now that we've added all this back, we're going to have to remove that. The warmest it'll get in summer is 40 Celsius. So you get anywhere near. I think that the hottest it's been recorded in the UK at the minute is only like 38, 39, which is crazy for here. Insane. That bush is going to fall out when we pull this. So I'll be ready to catch that. Needs to be an easier way to remove these. All right. Yes. Can I even catch that? Or do I just knock it through? I think that's the easiest way. Yep, there it goes. Oh, same with that, maybe. Yeah. And then this one, I can pull. Highest in Texas is 115 Fahrenheit. Never remember Fahrenheit. So I'm going to use Google Assisted to tell me what 115, wrong Google. Tell me what 115 Fahrenheit is in Celsius. 46! 46 Celsius. Thanks for hanging, Debbie. Here it's probably 42 to 45. See, that would be nuts. I would not be able to stream in those conditions. Not at all. Especially not here. That without aircon. Nuts. All right. Got to take the front. Actually, I don't have to take the front off. I could get another bar and try and work out that red pin on the front. This piece. So that was easy. Oh, and actually, because it's a 4-length bar, it can push out the pin in the middle. Beautifully. And then this slots in. Oh, wow. Nope, did not mean to do that. And I also was putting it the wrong way around. So good thing I didn't jam it in to realize that. I might have to slope it off at the back. Unless, yeah, because it's a squared base. I didn't even think. Oh, is there anything I can push through that would go through to this pin? I don't think so. Unless I put it through like this, so that it was separate. This can then lock in, and as it goes in, I merge it with the next piece, and I look like my hands for the first bit. But if it stretches, I think that's the thing. We don't have the stretch because it's one plastic element. What if it's 3 pieces going in? Is that gonna be a problem? Wait, what if it's too big? Did we count how many plates this was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it does fit perfectly. I think we're going to have to add some sort of axle to house the inside of that. Because this does not want to slot in. I thought this would work somehow. I mean, it's only a little wider than it should be. A little squeeze and it goes in, no? It's so close. So close, but yet so far. So What was the other piece? The jumper's onto something. It's just not on what we need it to be on. And actually, same with this. If we could get some 2x2s, no. Anything that works. Let's go back to the drawer. So there is that one Technic piece. We might even be able to drop it in or raise it up, or any way to connect those pieces. No, not from the side there isn't. We've also got these. If we could whack that onto one side using a jumper, using some other piece, or like that. Something like that. Just googled, the hottest day this year was 44 degrees. It's been hotter. Yeah, it's definitely been hotter this year though, so maybe that was at one point the hottest. 2, 3, that's 2.5. So that'd have to be on a bracket, and again that's too deep anyway to slot in. We've got some of the singles. They seem to be the best bet, or we could have, no, the cornered pieces wouldn't work. Corner pieces wouldn't work, and they are too small. I do think that this is going to be our best option. Reconnecting those top joints. We got the triple pins going through, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be an 8-length bar, and there's no Technic on the outside. So I do feel like this would give a little wiggle, which is not what we want. Wait, no, it wouldn't give a wiggle, because these would be straightening it up. They'd be connecting at the top. That's exactly what we want. We just need 2 more of the little grey guys, and we can lock that in place. I didn't even think of that. Did not think of it. Or we can go one step further by connecting. The 8-length axles have a stopper. Are we asking for too much? Are they the ones with a stopper, or are they not long enough? Do we have any 8-lengths, or are they all a lot bigger? And are these all the... Oh no, these long ones are in the other side. 8 lengths. They're perfect. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Alternatively, if I were to use a different piece, I would probably use not this one. Do we have 4 lengths? That's a 3 length. I'd try and get some 4 lengths of these or some stoppers and put them in both sides. Don't tell me the little ones are 4 lengths. Oh, they are. We're going to use the 8 lengths. They're a bit more consistent, but knowing that the 4 lengths are there as some sort of backup is nice as well. So we just need to take the side off. Now the front can go straight back on, and we don't need any of that. Just like so. All right. Taking off the leg though is going to knock it over. So let's put it on its side, but the side of the side. That way at least I can see what's going on in front. And on top, more importantly, this is leg. This is leg that's come off here. Oh no. Definitely not meant to happen. If the instructions had breakdown instructions, that would be under don'ts. Which R2 model is this? This is the one that came with Mouldie, which is the most recent one. Right? The most recent buildable R2. Right? This isn't the boost kit, because it looks a bit better than the boost kit. Oh yeah, we have to... Oh, we have to pull off both sides anyway, because we're going to have to remove the blue pins that... Oh, I've done a Lego. I've done a Lego and I've hidden the blue pins on the underside, so I actually have to pull off all... How much do we have to undo? Do we have to undo it all? Maybe not, but it does feel like right now we're having to undo it all. All right, you need to come up so that you can come up. Then you all need to come up for these blue pins that I put the wrong way around. Oops. At least you can lock in, because we have the axle there and a black stud up top, as well as all of the other like plates and pins down here. So at least we can connect you straight in. If it weren't for this boost brick, wait, what's not connecting? You're connecting, you're connecting. Something wasn't lined up quite. And you're down there. If it weren't for the boost brick, I don't want to know where half of this would be. All right, boost brick is the third leg. That's cool now from the top, except for the part where it's not connected whatsoever, but that will be soon modified. I'm going to put this leg back on and then get the other leg off, and hopefully that would keep, you know, this side held together. Yeah, I'm not going to put you on yet. Not until we've done the other side. I will reattach the leg so we can lay this down. All right, you look like you're put back together. The head's not liking this. Once again, the shoulder came with the leg. Can't tell if that's better or not. But I suppose it keeps the axle together. Actually, that was quite good. Shame the other leg didn't keep the axle in. And the Technic connector. The Technic bush, not the connector. All right, we know where this top bit goes. I've done the blue pins on both sides. Oh, did we have? Oh, we did have that. Because that's where the leg axle was going through, which is what we're missing this side. All right. Big on side pieces. And you. And give me the blue pins. Yes. So you're in the middle. You're off to the side. These black pins are holding all of this in. Just like so. And then we need the black plate before we put you back on. Why are you missing pins on the side as well? Do you miss pins on purpose? Or is that something we've missed out? The lack of pins in the middle there. We swapped around some bricks, right? You're not meant to be missing bricks. And now we can get the 8 lengths. So we don't want to put you all the way. We kind of want to put you all the way through, but like not yet. This is why I wanted to do the other side, because the head here is definitely going to get in the way. But until we've got all these bricks and the other bits on, there's no way to go about adding this together. All right, I've definitely put the wrong 8 length on this side. Want to build your first actual mock? Should you get the parts from Bricklink or Pab? And do I have any additional tips? For your first mock, I would recommend getting parts from Pab in terms of the pick and build, not pick a brick. I'd recommend, if you can, go into a Lego store. I know there's not always stores near everyone, but if you can get into a Lego store, I would go, and I've definitely put these on wrong, and pick up some parts that you can use, especially like grassy elements. You can also get a base plate in the Lego store. That's better than building your own base at the start. Even now, I would probably opt for a base plate. If I was going to create a big display, I'd opt for a base plate over building my own base. Unless you're going for a certain style and you know what you want, I'd go for a base plate. And then yeah, grab a ton of plates and see what you can put together with them, because that's half the joy of Lego mocks with the pick and build, is working with what you've got. And as soon as you can do that, you'll be ordering a lot less parts on Bricklink for the next one. A lot less. Come on. Yes. All right. You can hang. Wait, come. Oh, we can't remove it. All right. We don't need the front. The head can cover the front. We don't need to look at it. For additional tips for mock building, go with it. If you want to redo something and it's on a grand scale and you have an option, if you see yourself at a crossroad, metaphorically speaking, of course, but if you see yourself at a crossroad of, should I redo it or should I just change it going forward? Change it going forward. Otherwise, and I'm speaking from experience, you will never get it finished. The amount of things I have modified so much that I haven't even ended making a video of that on, just where I never finished the actual design. There's a long list, and some of them would have been really good had I just picked something. So yes, indecisiveness is your enemy when mock building, and indecisiveness alone. But the more you build, the more you'll get used to it, and the more you'll know what works for you as well. I'm gonna have to get tweezers for this. My fingers are too big. Let me read the next one. Find it a bit funny that despite not looking anything like a bush, it's called a Technic bush. It is funny. What do I think is the most optimal place to buy? It's the exact same when it comes to groceries or tech, or if you are eating out at a fancy restaurant. The best thing to do is shop around, because companies have always and always will profit off like loyalty and that. So if you buy from only one store, they'll up their prices on a certain things, and you know, the store that has the cheapest blank will have the most expensive other blank. Whatever fills that. Oh, fits perfectly around the bush. Any store fits into that. For example, Smith's. Quite a few cheap Lego sets, the creator sets, some of them are a third off. Awesome. But their games, like 1-2 quid off. Not very cheap when it comes to video games, unless you're looking on clearance. So the best place to buy is to shop around. The good thing with Bricklink, I shop on Brickout, is they have different stores. So you're able to get, you know, this store has these parts that you want. These stores have, so I do like Bricklink, Brickout for that. But sometimes the prices are just cheaper on Lego. On Lego's Pick and Build, their online pab. All right, that's what we wanted. That's the shape we wanted. It's too low right now. It is too low right now. Well. We might need to drop this a plate after all that. We might have to, but shopping around will get you the cheapest. So, optimal place. Yeah, like Lego piece. Oh, for mocks. Oh, I misread that as place. Or piece. The optimal piece, as in a mock building. See, I'd have gone with a 2x4 because of a 2x4 doesn't just stack on top of itself. You can also chain it up for structure, for support. But I don't know if a 2x4 is as handy now. It would probably be a 2x4 plate, not a 2x4 brick. And that would be the best piece. Because I don't think it is a 2x4 brick. How many of us have used 2x4s in like a large quantity? I mean, for the boost brick, I mocked that out using 2x4s, but it's not a very detailed element. How many 2x4s are we using? I don't remember the last mock I polled with 2x4s. Most mocks are hollow. 2x4 plates, actually 1x2s. 1x2s I have run out in so many colors, and it's always nice seeing other creators post about their running out of 1x2s, 1x4s. I think your base plates are always a good one to get. Okay. So has that popped the motor off? No, that's just popped the sides off. So I tell you why, because we're not giving it the place to curl around. We were keeping it tight into one piece. But wait a second, if that is where it starts off, why does it struggle going that way around? So it goes 180 to the left and about 270 to the right. If we cap it at 180, can it go 270? No, it stops about there. It can go 180, and I think for that reason, after all that, we're going to have to get a Technic piece in the middle there. We're going to have to Technic it out. Or at least, if we're not Technicing it, hold on. So if that was covered, we want it to the front. And then I'm going to add the bricks back to the side. Oh, wait, we need all of that. I think the 2x4s, could we not need those because we just need 1x something? Right? Or, wait, 2x4s. Oh, that left a gap. Yeah, so 1x2s will work in place of. And then a 1x4 or more 1x1s. That'll work as well. And that's a 4. And then a little more down the side. And I want that to go up the corner. That will restrict our 270, but I don't know how important that is when it comes to R2-D2, being able to turn 270 degrees versus 180. It would be cool if R2's head could spin 360, of course. But with the details we've got, there's no way of doing it without making the head Technic, which is what they did the original. All right, R2's head. Oh, that jumped. Still in though, right? How far can it go? It can go even further to that side. Wait, less far, less further. So optimal pieces, plates, actually, for mock building, snot bricks and brackets are up there. Oh wait, I had a ranking of 5 pieces. I had plates, and that's your 1x, 2x, but like your commons, your 2s. So 1x2, 2x2, 1x4, 2x4, 1x6, 2x6, and 1x8, 2x8. You don't need any more than an 8, unless you're building sets. If you're building sets, Lego like to use a few longer plates, but most sets can be parted out smaller. It's just for wings that you need like 2x16, especially on the Y-wing. No, not the Y-wing, the U-wing. The U-wing needed a few more. Yeah, I think we do need the axle there. I could remove the slope on this side, and that would free up the corner, the grey slope. I might keep the plate just to stop it breaking off any, like the black slope. I don't want that falling off. So I'll keep the 6 plate and the 4 plate. Although the 4 plate has to stay on. That doesn't have a choice. Let's get this side on so that R2 can stand whilst we're not using them. Well, stand, I use that lightly. Not stand as well as we like. Are you gonna levitate? Thank you. Plates, bricks. Ooh, plates, bricks, brackets, snot bricks, and tiles. I think tiles are popular enough that most people would add those into the top 5. We need you around the side so we can hook you in. Oh, this is like the boost one. Hey, only we've hooked it into a space of a 1x2 slope. Now that should give us, oh, hold on, we've tangled, we've wound it up. One more, yeah. Now, whilst we sort out how we're going to get it to know what straight is, what forward is, can you do 180? Easy. Can you go back and do 180 the other side without blowing your head? Less easy, but still functioning. So that's what we want to see. I'm going to put the pin in the base first because the axle connector is going to be able to grab it, even if it's only sticking about 2/3 in, whereas the pin isn't going to lock in place if not. So I don't like how, oh, that's because I put it in the Technic hole. I thought R2's head was fragile. Nope, just put it in the wrong Technic piece. And now, oh, that's not what we want. So reinforcement, got it. Shouldn't you be flat? Shouldn't you just like not need reinforcement. That's something you don't have because you're flat. Why do you want reinforcement? Okay. R2's head. R2's head's a little not flat. What if... Oh, there's a plate. Or a tile space, I suppose. No studs. There's a tile space between the neck. And R2's got a bit of a fragile head. Oh. Make sure these are both in the full way. Definitely needs an extra... I think there's enough space to get another tile up there. Like with this surrounding, I think we could plate that out and get the tile even further. Oh, look at that. That is almost all the way in. Definitely space for another plate. 6s, 8s. We've got some white 8s. We just need some white 6s. Any 6s on here? No. 2x8s though. And some slopes. It's just like the boost kit all over again. We can add these to the back. And yeah, 1x6 in white. We got 2 of those in the drawer. Nope, they're 1x5s. Wait, they're not both 1x5. They're all 1x5s. Maybe there's another drawer for 1x6s? No? Wow. Okay, well, we can use 1x5s with a 1x1. So I'm clearly not using either of those parts. How many I have of them. But that'll have to be under the 1x8s. That'll make it a bit more fragile. Also, we could go 2xs on here. So we could have 2x4, 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 4, 4 on top of all these plates. But again, I don't think that's helping too much. No, like 2s and 4s either. I don't have too many of those in white. And this will make up that extra. So we had half a plate gap in the top, and then the axle must have been sticking out of the head by another half a plate. I'm hoping that none of this will catch in any of the other bricks that we've added around the head, but that's why we're spinning it 180 to make sure R2's head does indeed still spin. And our survey says, do you go on flat? No. Oh, you are caught. The wire's caught. We might have to feed it through every time we want to put the head back on and then let it come out by itself. Oh, too far forward, too far to the side. Perfect. All right. 180. And the thing is, the motor would be moving quite fast. So we can 180 either side. I'm going to assume this wasn't just then, and this has been popping off for quite some time. Yep, it's the plate on top. Oh, there goes the back. Is that because of the corners? Yep, because of the corners. That is actually all right, because we can add some rounded corners to make the tiles not bump. And that will also help with a bit of the wire in the middle. It won't have it catching on any of the corners, so we'll need some 1x4s, which we've still got that tile tub. And I've just used a ton of the light bluish grey corners for the Razor Crest, was it? So this should help with both sides. Also shouldn't be too visible because it's under the head, but there are other colours. And then 4's the rest of the way around, just to connect it. And once this is done, we can start adding wheels. And we'll save the rest for motors, because there's no point perfecting this. We get to next week and nothing works because we've got the Technic on the axle. So let's make sure it does. And that'll be with the code that we use. All right, Let's push you back down. Yep, yep, yep. It might be easy as well if you're doing this or something similar to fight, like pull off the front panel, pull the cord down and make sure it's definitely out of the way. Oh, there we go. So 180, check, and back. 180, check, and back. That's cool. That's fine by me. Whatever that is on the corner. Oh, it's still those rounded tiles. They're still bumping. Maybe they need to be further out then if they're still catching. Wait, how are they still catching? They don't even go that far out. Now then, do we go with smaller pieces? Do we knock off 2 tubs? They're going back there. How do we go about the neck if you're still catching? I think we just drop it down. Those plates aren't working. I guess we get a bit of pressure from them not being like that because we were up by a few plates. Oh look, there's some white 1x4s. We can swap them out for great whilst we're here. Nick a few of those. That'd be handy. No, we'll keep those in. Yeah, I'm only going to take off, hopefully, only these 1x8s. Anything else will be put back. But we do need to get started on that wheel, on the base of R2-D2. So let's get the original tiles back on. Any order that they please. And that keeps up the, at least if the head does sink to the full height at any point during the script, we've still got that half a stud of actual just air between it. In fact, I'd go as far as to put a wheel between this, something that would stop them clashing just in case. It also covers the Technic pins. It goes in the motor enough that it's not going to fall out. It is a bit wobbly and that's not great. Hold on. We said half. We said half a stud between. I'm using the wrong element then. Half a stud. Oh no, because this sticks out. This sticks out by... Yeah, this sticks out by the... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It makes sense. So I'm going to put this in our Technic pin. And then that's the neck. The neck is tiny. It is half an axle. The size of that little bush we used. And on you go. Is that too far up? Yeah, that's too much separation. Okay. So you want less than that. Maybe I'll get a bit of paper or a cape to put between it. All right. I don't like the relaxed, like leaning to the side because the motor's going to run with that. There's 180 one side. And then there's 180 the other side. There is a bit of tension there in the head. I think that might be the cord, right? The cord is twisted. Ah. Now the cord's not untwisted. So let's run that again. Final time, maybe. And then, all right, 180. I feel like that's cool. 180. Cool. 180 and 180. 180. I feel like it might get caught at some point, but whilst it's working now, it's still got a bit of wiggle in it. Is that just because the axle connection ain't the strongest? Maybe. So now we need R2-D2 to, oh, wait, R2, oh, R2, when R2-D2 leans forward, we assumed that the bottom wheel would be jumping up. But what's actually happening, it might be better if I show you in the main camera, and it might be better if I show you on like the table or something, but what I thought would happen as R2-D2 goes forward, look how much that third leg comes up. But what's actually happening is, isn't it? It's not like that and the leg's not dropping. The leg's actually just going backwards, and R2-D2, it's level, is what I'm trying to say. The wheel goes from being in between to level, and that's how R2 is going to be pulled along. And then when he stands, reverse a little bit. Because there's no wheels in the back here, they're going to be dragging, 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 stop, reverse. And that's how R2-D2 stands. We may have just cracked that. If that works, that's beautiful. If that doesn't work, that's going to be beautifully sad. But right now, we're at a point where it might just work. So R2's got his happy googly eye on. What's the leg look like? We wanted to add the sensor. Where did I even put that? Into the side. I'm left-handed, so I think it's... Oh, wait, but the sensor's on the right. Ooh, the sensor's on the right, but the sensor could go around the back. Yeah, but that's complicated if there's that many wires. Okay, right-handed R2. Sure thing. I'm going to pop this off as well, because getting that whole plate to connect at once is more hassle than it needs to be. So we could decorate R2's leg. That's fairly straightforward. What I want to do is fit the... Oh, perfect. It might stick out a bit more than the other leg, but we've got that space. It's on its side as well. I don't know the effect that that's going to have, but I do know that we can get a snot brick up the back. We've got, yeah, a snot brick. We can actually get a snot brick, which is nice. And then we can also do something about this on the top, because we've got a brick. We've got an extra 2x2 size. We're going to need a white plate for this. Again, parts drawer coming in handy. And then that's not what we want on top, is it? That's covering the thing. Maybe a 1x2. Maybe a 1x... or just this. I suppose we could use brackets at the back. Do I have those sort of brackets? In white, I do. But snot bricks, I don't have in white. Okay. That was an easy choice. One I had, one I didn't. And I'm going to use a jumper on top of a plate so that we can remove it a bit easier. The, not the, well, yeah, this, but also the sensor. So I'm going to connect that into the back here. And that's holding like everything down. This held down with it, one plate on top, and then the sensor right in the middle, and that's held down with 5 studs, and that will connect just in the side here, which is a bit fiddly, but we can get it to work. And I'm going to send that right round the back because that's where this sensor's going. So we've managed to fit all this in R2-D2 in, oops, 2.5 hours. Pretty impressive. Not made it look nice yet, but we're getting there. There's the sensor. Where's the Technic bush? And then as R2 pulls forward, we're going to have to see if it detects any disruptions. If so, it's just there to look nice. Otherwise, that's going to work really well. And yeah, really, really handy. Also, the bottom, I feel like this is obstructing it. I'm going to pull that out and switch that around for what I really want to do to make this look good. And I tell you what, I might, between now and the next stream, 3D print a 2x2 base plate, because I don't want to cut up a 32x32 base plate just to fill the gap in there. Hello there, Unknown Cook. How far are the decals? Oh, I haven't got onto the decals yet. I've got it all planned out though. So hopefully end of the week. It will probably be Thursday, Friday when I'm recording that video. So they should be over by the end of the week. And yeah, maybe I can make that video members first as well. That'd be a good one. So 2 base plates underneath that. Oh, we're missing a stud as well. And the whips. Hold up. That's where the whips connect, isn't it? So what if we swapped that the other way around and had that coming down? Ooh, do I have that in? Of course I do. Of course I do. Silly question, wasn't it? Do I have that in dark bluish grey? Of course I do. Yes, I will let you know exactly when they are ready. Sizing up to be a great video, to be fair. Quite fun. I got so many other decals as well that I want to make for Star Wars. The problem with Star Wars is finding the mock that fits them. That's what takes the most time. Whereas this one's just getting the time to record. Right, holy stud for the whips. And I guess we're modifying the set a little bit this side, but as long as it still looks the same, which it does. I like the little grey stripe that's been revealed. So 3D prints and base plates to save cutting up some official Lego ones. And now we've just got to make it look pretty, which for this is slopes, isn't it? Where did that R2-D2 go? Where's the third leg? Third leg does come out that way. So maybe we only slope off like the bottom 2. And I'm 1 in cheese slopes here. I'm 1 in cheese slopes. We could also round off the edge and get some grey. Get some grey tubes on the side. What I'm going to do is get some more holy studs, if we have them in white, and then get a nipple top on the top, which I think is what they've used in the set. One of these, one of those, one of these, and it's gotta be grey. Gotta be grey, gotta be sloped off at the bottom, or would you be on the top? Oh, and then we can add more slopes. The problem with the higher it goes is, well, the higher it goes, the more it's going to stick out when R2 is going forward. But at least when R2, oh look, that slope's come from somewhere important, hasn't it? And I haven't even noticed it. Anywhere on the back? Yes, right there. Sweet. We'll fill that up at some point as it comes forward. Oh, we're also going to have to add some sort of wheels to the back because right now, I guess that's the desk mat though. The desk mat's too grippy, so we won't be riding it on here. About there. Oh, wait, that's cool. We need it to come out further. You can't even see it under there. So what's that? What's that wedge piece? Definitely slopes off on the side. Cheese slopes in white. I know you're in here. I just don't know if you're in white. Hoping I took some off the back. Oh yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to get that piece from the official set as well. Hello there. Welcome. Cooking videos. Awesome. Awesome. Do love to cook. I wanted to drop by for a quick hello. Love watching me build whilst you're working. Oh, happy to know we got another lurker. From Lus. Hey. I've been watching a load of the Lus streams, following along. The way he's covering the bricks and figs thing at the minute actually is nice because I'm able to know what's going on and not having to follow like a million videos that just stretch it all out. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat, should I say. So, gonna be... no worries, stay as long as you want. That piece on the bottom. So it is an angled wedge. I wonder if I've got a smaller one in one of these drawers. If it's the top one, that would be handy, but I think this is windows because I went for a phaser using those yet. We don't want the windows. We want the other one. These are official Lego storage containers as well. Really good for your large pieces. It might be in there. There's a few different wedges. but also really awkward to look through because it's not really sorted too well. But that's because I haven't sorted these too well. They could be sorted well. These aren't. Could go with a car bonnet on the front. What else have we got? So I'm looking for something that's this size to go on the front. That would be perfect for a third leg. Oh, there's a grey one. Not a white one. Oh. There's one in grey. Now I know I've got a white one because there's a white one in this R2 set. But I don't know if the white one's in here or if it's in one of the other slope drawers. Which actually, come to think of it, I put one away. I might have another look through that after stream. I'll keep that tab out. I put one in here when I was sorting through that big box. Oh, this is the one. I was sorting through. That means I've sorted out all the pieces from that R2. Oh, that was crazy timing to have come across that. Oh, okay. We don't have the space to have these sticking out exactly where I want them, which means I'll probably stick them out of the side. Get them down here. So cheese slopes on the bottom. We've got a grill that we can bury up here. And then we'll stick these out of the side as well. They kind of look like eyes, especially when they're that distance apart on the third floor. Also, do we remove the stud then? So we can get them close to where they are. Yeah, we remove the stud. Welcome back. And look at that. R2-D2 is looking like R2-D2. That was cool with a head roll. So we got the sides. We need 2 plates, I'm going to say. And I probably will be stacking 2 1x2s on top of each other. Or at least getting like a grey one in there. We should get a grey one underneath the white. Because then it's going to stick out. Going to jump out a bit more. If we put a white plate under a white grill, we're not going to be able to see the details of the white grill. Whereas, like on the rest of R2, grey plates under the white grill, and you can see those grey stripes through it. So that is the front of R2 done, minus the wheels, which... What are we going to do for wheels? We could use the smaller Technic wheels. It needs to be something that's going to pull R2 along. And I don't think the small Technic wheels are going to do that. I don't think they're strong enough. I know I've got 2 of them. And I also know I've got some like clear sides for them as well. Pretty sure they're all in that drawer. Unless I didn't put them away last time. We will find out. Okay, here's the rubbers. There's one clear. Oh, did I only have one clear one? 1 white and 2 grey. Well, grey it is, and I'll take this one. Because the clear one will come in handy. We'll use it eventually. We didn't for SpongeBob's Boatmobile. We didn't for R2. And we still aren't. One day we will. I could also double this up. We need... So... We're not going to know what wheels are better until we've actually put this thing together and had a test run. So I'm going to put these on for the minute, and then I'm going to find throughout the week, I'm going to find any other wheels that I think will work. These will be kept on. It might be worth adding a little bracket or something to the side. Or we might even need bigger wheels than this. Are they going to make it round the corner? Not on rough terrain, they won't. They might just on a flat surface. Yes, good, good, good. The motor's spinning. And then, yeah. I can see without the grip of the desk. I tell you what have we got to try it on? Perfect. Perfect. The Boost poster. which you might recognize from the thumbnail. Wait, let me recreate the thumbnail and we can use this as the thumbnail for next week. Make sure there's no glare, and then there's no way to hold R2-D2 up there, but thumbnail, everyone say cheese for the thumbnail. We'll work that into next week. Yeah, so R2-D2 works, but the bottom half of R2-D2, I can't even hold R2. You'd think with the hollow core it'd be easier to hold, but no, it's not. There you go. So the bottom half of R2-D2 does, like the wheels on the front leg, these are going to drag. So the reason I got the boost poster wasn't for the thumbnail, but was because this is, why did that sound like it's still got its protective thing on? It doesn't, right? I want to know if R2-D2 is going along a non-grippy surface. Look, his legs drag. His legs drag behind, which means we'll probably need to put more force into this, whereas I didn't pull off R2-D2's head, whereas Stevie 6 was able to go 10 centimeters, which we think is meant to be actually 10 centimeters. So they were able to do exact measurements. R2-D2 might have to drive 12 centimeters to go 10 centimeters just because of the friction with the back legs dragging. And there you go. Look, R2-D2's head wasn't off. R2-D2's head's been on the whole time. Hang on, 180. Why aren't you going the other way, R2? Oh, are you... Wait, you've coiled? How have you done that? You've been... Are you coiling? No, you can't coil when you're on because both ends of the wire are fixed points. Like that could coil, especially if it's coiling the opposite way. If turning the head makes it coil, that's another thing we got to look at, because if both ends are coiling the other way, I don't think they are though. 180 easy, but it's this one. It's turning this. Oh, again, you've coiled. Okay, there is something going on with the head, but we will not be tackling it in this stream. Instead, we will be saving that for next week. Hopefully Saturday we'll be able to go live. Again, this was Sunday because I was busy yesterday. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out next time. But at the minute, R2-D2 does still stand. And what I wanted to check, to check, is whether or not R2 still stood on their display. Oh, not only that, but the wheels fit either side of the base as well. Oh, that's worked out perfectly. So there is our R2-D2. Maybe next week we can make R2 look a bit more decent at the back and add a ton of slopes over. Although I think I will add those slopes that we pulled off onto the back here, and then try and hide some of that wire as well once we know how much slack that's going to need. But R2-D2 is looking impressive. Look at that. I don't want to let it go too much. Maybe the wheels should be pulled back. Yeah, let's get it upright standing so that they're not going to fall over on the display. And we're ready to start coding. As for what we're going to start coding, I really want to make R2 look sentient rather than just back and forth. And getting R2 to reenact a scene would be so fun. With the lightsaber, we might have to add an extra little special bit. I've noticed R2 may or may not be missing the bit on the back of the head. You know, the bit that was awkward to put on? It fell off into the black pins. I don't think it's down. Yeah, it's not down fully. The actual Lego set doesn't, it's at an angle that doesn't allow it to go down fully. So we're going to have to play around with that. That's next week's problem. We're done now. Thank you all so much for watching. Anyone live? I don't think there are they? I've come to learn there are no other Lego streamers at this time on the entire planet. We are the only ones here. So you were here, and tomorrow we will be. Let's build a Lego Star Wars set. Let's build a Lego Star Wars set. Let's build the hut set before it comes out. That's going to be a fun stream. I'll get that scheduled in the next couple of minutes. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed R2-D2. Set a reminder, Saturday the 1st of August. Already. August. Oh wow. Should we build a new Star Wars set? No, we're going to be coding R2-D2 and making R2-D2 sentient. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to everyone in chat, and may the bricks be with you always.